it don't get no bigger. Triple E, it don't get no bigger. It's big and bigger, it's big and bigger. Detroit, it don't get no bigger. Worldwide, it don't get no bigger. Hit radio, it don't get no bigger. It's big and bigger, it's big and bigger. Welcome you to the show. Where else you wanna be? Where else would you go? Truth be told, you could be anywhere in the globe. Thank you for supporting this Detroit soul. It's fun jazz on country and rock and roll. The big easy big Al doing take control. And make it bigger on K Radio. Make it bigger on K Radio. Let's go.
I got nothing. Music-wise in my hands. Is the computer still muted? On the board? Skype PC, is that muted? The channel? Huh. That's weird. I can hear myself.
Oops.
Oopsie.
Welcome, everybody, to Big and Bigger here on Cave Radio Broadcasting. Episode number 216. Big and Bigger.
Yep.
So, we've been talking about www.crbradio.com. You can catch us either at that website. You can catch us on Facebook Live right now. Everyone wave.
Hi.
Hi.
Dawn, can you make sure that we're on, I think, and share, please?
We're on.
Share away. Okay.
Oh.
Anyway, we are broadcasting live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live. You can catch us at Real Cave Radio. Also on YouTube, Cave at Radio Broadcasting. Also on the app, which is Cave Radio, all one word. There's also a magnet on the bottom.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. High class. Yeah. They got magnets.
We're fancy.
So you can catch us on all those platforms as well as right here on.
Hey, Dawn, you want to turn the volume down on your phone?
Is that me?
Jesus Christ.
Sorry,
What episode did you say this was?
216. And she's
It
been on-
says 215.
Oh,
It
because I
says
didn't change it.
215?
Yeah,
I didn't change it. Damn it. Thank
he
you,
didn't
Dawn.
change it.
All right, we're still working on this volume on your phone.
It's down. Oh, no, it's not.
Jesus.
You know what?
Jesus.
Good morning.
Jesus,
Take over,
Jesus.
Al, for 1 minute while I change.
Good morning.
So, anyways, episode 216. Dawn's just now figuring out how to work her phone.
Sorry.
Crimson-Eyed Orchestra in the house. What's up, guys?
Yay.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Howdy.
Nice to get some hard rock back in.
Yeah, I know, right?
I love these
So
days.
sick of top 40. Makes me want to kill myself.
It was funny because when you were in last, Jess, we had David Winans in, and it was like polar opposites. There was steam coming out like from the table because the fight of good and evil was right there present.
Remember that?
It was pretty weird. I had no idea who he was, and I had just mentioned that, we're... I wouldn't say we're known as a satanic band, but people often ask us if we're satanic.
We're known as that.
His face
Because
was
of the-
so funny. He was
Oh,
like,
well, because we literally sat her down right next to him. So
he was right there.
He kind
right?
of he kind of did one of them side looks and then looked at me and was like, "What the hell, Eric?"
He's cool though. He actually he was. It
He was laughing.
Yeah.
He's one of the coolest cats I've ever met. I emceed an event where his band Righteous Through God was playing. And they got like 9 members in the band.
Yeah, they do.
And it was on at Chatters, and the stage is like set up for 4 people. It's a tiny little stage, and they crammed them all on there. And I turned around to David. I'm like, David, thank you for bringing your band. I didn't know you were bringing all 12 disciples though. And the whole fucking crowd. He's like, oh, you're funny.
What was he, Asian? He's got Chinese all of a sudden.
Exactly. So like we've been talking about for the last couple weeks is. We're winding down Big and Bigger to take a little break for sure for the last month of this year. And I think Al's going to kind of hang in the background. I think what we decided last night, Al, is that we're going to do guest hosts until you're
See how
off
that
your
works.
fucking
Yeah,
period
go for
and
it.
want to come back.
Just to see.
But I think you need to be one of them guest hosts.
I mean, I don't mind popping in from time to time. I just need to, it's not just this show. I mean, I'm stepping back from all
Everything.
Cave,
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
know.
So
We know.
We know.
just recharge the batteries.
But
and-
I already have like 5 people
Yeah.
round that we're going to use. My buddy Dan Dursky, who was sat in on the Girl Show a couple weeks ago with his wife, Sherry, they won the tickets to the Renaissance Festival that they were giving out. By the way, I'm giving away those tickets that Mabel Syrup gave to us.
Oh.
If anyone wants tickets to the Michigan Burlesque Festival, you can
Boobs.
go on Huh?
Boobs.
Yeah, boobs.
Boobs.
Boobs-ish. They're like,
Oh.
they got pasties or
Yeah,
pasties. Or
it's not a pasty. That's
pasties.
for sure.
Pasties are what you eat.
Yes.
Pasties are what you stick on your nipples.
Right. Unless
Right.
they're edible, and you can eat them too.
Yeah.
What are they, like fruit roll-up kind?
I would imagine that's what edible underwear were back in the day. It was like, who could
That's
ever wear
nasty.
those? I know,
Yeah.
right?
That fruit leather.
Don't act like you haven't tried it.
Oh, I tried it.
Oh, yeah,
I
tried it.
I bought it, just ate one just to fucking see what it was like.
I started eating
Wow.
fruit roll-ups after that. I was like, this reminds me of
That
when I
night
used to have sex.
with my
and,
hand wrapped in edible
Yeah,
underwear.
just wrap it in fruit roll-ups and stick it over the stove, let it melt, and, over. Yeah. No.
So anyway, you can go to the Girl Show page, and I think you got to guess a number and tag someone, like the page. I can't
69.
remember exactly
The number
what it is.
69.
But you go there, and on Tuesday we are going to draw the winner for the Michigan Burlesque Festival, and Thursday they will co-host with us on the Girl Show.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So you can tune in every Thursday. I'm now the board op, the official cock in the hen house.
New co-host on the
For
show.
the Girl Show. They got rid of Chris and asked me to step in. So the guy that they had running their board. So the Girl Show is like 95% sexual innuendos and topics and all that
Innuendos?
stuff. Rear endos.
In
rather.
your ends?
Innuendos.
Innuendos.
And the guy they had running their board was a virgin.
Oh, wow.
Like 100% virgin.
Well, way to put it out there for everybody to know now.
they don't know.
That's,
Who it was. Yeah, we talked about it on the show.
There's virgins still?
Yeah, I know.
Where?
Dawn,
Is there like a city?
Dawn wants to
Little
tame.
So they went from
apartment
one
building
extreme
with
to
all
the
of
other.
Yeah, so they went from
Yeah.
one extreme to the other because I am
Yeah, we know about you.
definitely a virgin. But anyway, so check us out Thursdays 8 to 10 p.m. But anyway, as I was getting to, we're coming down. We have this is our 9 more shows, including tonight, and then we're going to do one more big show. Just confirmed 5 minutes ago with Sean Smale of
Nice.
Spiral Crush. December 1st, we are going to have a knockdown, drag out, 3-hour marathon show with Spiral Crush
What?
playing. Yeah, it's going to be cool. We're going to invite everyone who wants to come in and watch the band. They're going to do probably 6 or 7, maybe even 8 songs for us, and we're going to close this motherfucker out with a bang. And it'll be episode 225, December 1st.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to close. It'll be episode number 225 of Big and Bigger. And like I said, we're going to close this motherfucker out with a bang. Until the
I'll
first
probably
year.
cry.
Oh, I'm sure I will. But I cried last night. Jack and Nancy got remarried.
Yeah.
Jack and Nancy Hunger.
We witnessed it.
Yesterday at L.O. Palooza. Great. So listen, Shannon Shones wanted me to make sure we thanked all the listeners and
Yes.
everyone who
Thanks.
came out and participated yesterday that was part of Cave Radio or that heard about it on Cave Radio. She said when she looked out on the stage at the opening of L.O. Palooza is what they had capacity last year or in total last year. So they already, right before they fucking went on stage with the first act, they had already outsold last year's L.O. Palooza. So I guarantee you, when the Native Howl took the stage, the Gasoline Gypsies took the stage, there was well over 1,500 people in that place, maybe even
She
more.
said online sales only tripled last year's attendance.
Yeah. So congratulations to all the bands that played: 2XL, Levi Bootcut, the Trippin' Dixie, Escaping Pavement, Trey Simon, the Native Howl, the Gasoline Gypsies, and Sawyer Fredericks. Every one of them that I saw put on a hell of a show. I caught Escaping Pavement through Sawyer
Escaping?
Fredericks. Escaping.
Escape.
Escaping. Escaping.
Escaping.
What'd I say?
Escaping.
X. I said X? Mm-hmm. All right. Fuck off.
Escaping.
What is it?
Escaping. There's no X.
Oh,
Escaping Pavement.
got it.
That'll be on your list for tonight.
No, it isn't.
You know what I
I'll
forgot?
know it now.
No, you won't.
She'll
Yeah,
forget.
I will.
You'll forget.
I'm gonna think about it 10
Bubba
times
says
right
you had
now.
too many at Sandy's earlier today, so
No, who said this?
Bubba.
Oh, you saw Bubba?
I did.
So-
I seen a couple people.
Last night, we're sitting on the hill. If you guys have never
that's
been to
funny.
the Wildwood Amphitheater, it's like Meadowbrook used to be before it got commercialized. Beautiful venue, beautiful venue, and the sound there was amazing. And it's on a slight incline, and we had blankets that Dawn and Nicole had brought. So we're all sitting there, and so there was a regular blanket, then there was a silky blanket.
Oh.
And she had
It was my friend's from when he was in the Army. He was overseas in the
That's the
desert, tie
sliding
it
one?
down.
Yeah.
They're kind of slick. They don't hold sand.
All right, so this is, and I quote what she said.
Who said Dawn?
Dawn.
Oh, my
Okay.
God. You wrote it down?
I talked right as soon as you said it. I was like, I got to talk about this tomorrow night.
Oh, my God.
So she kept kind of sliding down. She says, I have on slippery pants, and this is a slippery blanket, and I just go, voom.
Dude,
So that's what she,
I literally would start at the top, and if I tried to get up, I was rolling on the grass to get up. Literally, I was sliding. It was bad.
No video of this anywhere?
No.
Yeah, that would have been funnier.
Yeah, it probably would have been.
It's like when we were kids, my little sister used to put on her snowsuit and slide down the carpeted stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like that.
Oh, that's exactly what it was like.
Yeah. With less bumps.
Yeah, it was bad.
But great show all around. The Native Howl debuted a new song. And, I'm a little prejudiced about those guys. I think that every song is good, but this one is...
Prejudice?
Prejudiced. Isn't that?
Partial.
Did I misspeak again?
I don't know. Prejudice.
Yeah. Yeah. Towards them.
Discriminating.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not prejudiced. I married a black woman.
I honestly think Dawn is right.
What?
I think partial.
Partial?
Yeah.
What the fuck ever, dude?
Boom, bitch.
See, that's the shit I can't replace. I can't find another co-host that's a dick like him.
Oh, trust me, there's plenty of dicks out there.
Oh, I know, but
I want
yours
it.
is the dick that
Listen, Dawn,
I like
oh,
to fucking hang with. I've known this motherfucker for 30 years, so 30 years, dude. You know that?
Yeah, you're old.
We're
Yeah.
old. I turned 47 yesterday.
I thought you were older than that, actually.
Happy belated birthday.
47.
Well,
And
happy birthday to you.
It is Jess's birthday today.
That's right. Happy birthday.
Thank
Turned
you.
38, right?
Yes,
Oh, way
38
to put it out
again and again
Yay.
and again.
So yeah, we got Crimson Eyed Orchestra in here tonight. They're gonna get busy for us here in a little bit, and we're gonna talk with them in a little bit. But first, I wanted to throw out these last 8 bands that are gonna be playing here on Big and Bigger over the next couple weeks. Next week we have Standing Sun, which is I think I'm almost positive it was that Wayland or what's the band that you said you were gonna wear their T-shirts next week with the fucking lion on it.
Wilder?
Wilder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to be in next week as Standing Sun,
Okay.
and
Oh, I got to remember to wear that next week.
yeah, so they're gonna they want to bring their own drum kit and everything in. I'm like, I
Yeah,
know.
Jess, she was like, do bands usually bring their own drums? Like,
Well, she said, "What did
I
you just
know.
say? What did you
I
say?"
said using somebody else's kit is like wearing someone's dirty underpants, and it's true. I mean, not that I've put on anybody's dirty underpants, but if
Sure.
I had to, I mean, just once.
I mean, you'd be surprised in
I was in
216
college.
episodes
Okay.
how many people had no problems wearing somebody else's underpants.
Yeah, well, it can be quite the challenge.
I think we've had 5, probably 5, less than 5.
Yeah, I would say less than 5. I was going to say like 3 maybe. And and you know what? Honestly, if we didn't have a show right after us, it wouldn't be as big a deal.
Right.
But that
fuck
show comes on like immediately after us, and then it's like, let's put the kit back together. And normally what happens is the kit doesn't get put all the way back together.
Right.
And none of us are drummers.
Right.
So it just kind of sits there in whatever state, and the next...
I can only beat my meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
See, the next band that comes in to use it, they're like, "Oh, this thing's all apart."
Jacked up.
It's like, yeah,
that can be a scary situation for drummers, for sure.
yeah.
So we got Standing Sun coming in next week. On September 29th, we have Age of Hysteria, which we brought a couple of them in for Couch Fest.
Right.
They're from Monroe, or the Monroe area. On October 6th, we got Casting Shadows. They're promoting their album release party, which they are opening up for Tantric that night. I see you shaking your head. You know about that?
Yeah, I know those guys.
Casting Shadows?
Yeah.
Out of Port Huron. Great friends of ours, man. They're really, really good, cool dudes, and we love that we're supporting them. October 13th, Chrissy Morgan is coming in with her new jazz band that she's in. I think that'll be the first jazz band that's been
Yay.
on
I'm
Big and
excited.
Bigger. Also here that night is Rick Perneda, a.k.a. White Boy Rick,
Oh, that's a good
a.k.a.
mix.
DJ Dirty White. But, yeah, it
That
is.
guy
That'd be
that just got out of
Big-
jail.
Good mix of a.
No, that's White Boy Rick.
Oh.
Did he get out?
he's coming out of jail.
Oh, I was gonna say they transferred him to Florida.
Well, they had some bullshit. Like that guy got fucked.
He did
Oh,
get
continuous.
That guy
Really?
got
He did.
yeah. Well, not like that.
Wait, took the fall.
I'm sure
for,
he did
But
that way too.
He took the fall for a lot of motherfuckers, and for the weight that he got caught with, people have been in jail, out of jail, in jail, out of jail. Murderers have been in jail, out of jail, in jail, out of jail, and got less time than this motherfucker did. I mean, yeah, he had a lot of weight on him, but they put him up.
Well,
as
he was a
kingpin.
minor too.
He was 17 years old when
Yep.
he first got caught. He was banging Coleman Young's niece or daughter or some shit like
Right.
that. That was part of. So they threw everything at that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
Well, then
just-
he got roped into that car theft
stolen
ring or
car
whatever
ring, yep, with,
his mom and someone
yep.
else, and he took the fall for them.
Yep.
And that's why
It's not like he wasn't a troublemaker or whatever.
no,
but he
no,
got
no, no.
fucked.
Yeah, and then so he took the fall for that, and that's why when he got out here, they extradited him to Florida to serve.
Did you guys
down there.
see the movie?
I have not.
I saw most of it. I don't remember the end.
It was rotten.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was rotten.
Yeah.
Like they had some of the facts were cool and everything, but they just Hollywooded it.
Well, it's
You know,
anything
Matthew
these days.
McConaughey was in it, so they,
Oh,
had, they had to.
Jesus.
What?
He said, "All right, all right,
He
all
was
right."
like, all white, boy, Rick.
So we got Chrissy Morgan, Rick Pineda. Rick Pineda's coming in. He is currently putting out an album, and he's got the best of the best in Detroit hip hop. He's got Super MC on a track. He's got Valid, who was in here a couple weeks ago, on a track. He's got Hush in the whole Death by Stereo crew on there. He's got some old school dudes. He's got some new school dudes. But he's saving the last song that he's debuting or gonna talk about the feature artist that's on there, and he's going to save it for our show.
Sweet.
And it is confirmed that it is a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer.
Oh.
That is going to be calling in on Big and Bigger.
It's a good kind of vague way to put it out there. I like that.
No Sin in Eden on October 20th. October 27th, Secondhand Mojo is going to be in here. Creature of One on November 3rd. That's the old singer of Off the Ledge is in a new band. And Creature of One. On November 10th, man, we've been waiting for these cats since the Krillin was in here. Have you guys ever heard of Krillin?
Yeah.
Have you seen
Krillin's
Krillin?
really- yeah, they're really great. The performance
They
art
are
thing.
one of the best performances I've ever witnessed right here in the cave and on stage. The one on stage was amazing. It's
like a trippy guar.
It's like guar, like that's what I say. I say it's guar meets Dick Dale.
Yeah.
Like it's surfer rock
Yep.
with costumes,
Yep.
and it's fucking. Have you guys seen them?
No.
Oh my god,
it's good.
You got to check them out.
It's a whole. There's
no vocals. It's just all.
But there's a theme and a show
like a
that
story.
along with like they're out in the crowd like fake stabbing each other and like
They are
chasing each other around.
They are
It's-
a band from a group of four from another planet or another dimension that has crash landed on Earth and is trying to get back. And they have their mortal enemy, Space Skull, which is actually them and one other person, and they sing in this band. But they don't dress in the same costumes; they're different costumes. But it's just fucking. So they did. Like they called me up earlier in the day. And they're like, "Do you want us to come in costume?" I'm like, "You got costumes? Yes, come in costume." So they show up and they never broke character.
Oh, yeah.
Like they like I'm asking them some of the
to the
questions.
point where we're like, seriously,
Yeah.
You
This
know,
one dude,
any day
like
now.
this one dude, the one guy, he's the guitar player. He's also the husband of the drummer, lead singer. He squawked all night long, like in a squawk, like
You ask him a question and like every 3 words he
what? Yeah, it was kind of fucked
Committed.
up, weird.
Committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That is.
very committed.
method actor, like definitely became the role.
So we got their Mortal Enemy Space Skull will be in here on November 10th. I can't wait for that. And then to close everything out, November 17th, Edison Hollow, which is formerly Red Baron. They're going to be in here talking and hanging out and playing for us. And then, like I just said, December 1st will be our last show. It's going to be a blowout. We're going to invite everybody that's ever been in here. If you want to come in, we'll pack this motherfucker to listen to Spiral Crush play us out, at least for this year. And like I said, Dawn and I will be back with some guest hosts in the new year. I'm going to start booking sometime in December, but we're not going anywhere. We've been here 5 years. November 17th is actually mine and Al's 5-year anniversary together.
Really, was it?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It was November. It was like November 20th or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so second longest relationship I've ever been in. Yeah. He doesn't put out though. He's kind of a prude.
Well, I mean, people grow apart. And I wish you showered more, and
You an asshole. All right, so we got Crimson Eyed Orchestra in here hanging out with us. We're going to ask you a couple questions now, and then we're going to have you guys play, and then we'll come back and we'll ask you some more like we're going to get to know you a little bit better. Like, these are going to be band questions. So, first off, how long have you guys been a band?
We formed in this format about 2 years ago. It's a little shy of 2 years ago now.
Okay.
About 23 months, I would say.
Okay.
You want to go ahead and introduce the band?
Yeah, so I'm Robert Duncan. I sing and play guitar. Sitting next to me is Jess Zaharsky. She is our drummer. And Thomas Hyatt is the bassist.
Okay. Where did the name Crimson Eyed Orchestra come from?
Thomas and I have had a long association. We've also been friends for about 30 years, and we used to have a friend who called us, or who called him Captain Tommy Sunshine and the Cloudy-Eyed Orchestra. So when we first started getting together, that Cloudy-Eyed Orchestra thing stuck with me, and we thought about using it for a band name, but we thought that it sounded a little kind of gross. So, but we liked the CEO thing, so we just came up with Crimson. So.
Okay.
It's kind of a hard thing to say, and I think early on we thought about maybe changing it, but people seem to like it, so here we
So
are.
you guys have been playing together for a while, huh?
Yeah, we've played together on and off for 29 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you guys known each other since you were like 10, right?
Yeah, I was -4.
So how is it being in a band with your a guy like that? I mean, have you guys?
My best buddy?
Yeah.
Well, Jess is also my best buddy, so we're all best buddies in this band. But no, it's great, and I think what happens is you know somebody for a long time. You get to know their musical habits, you know their musical tastes. There's a shorthand that develops, and we just kind of know how each other plays. So it's real easy. I never think about it when I play with Tommy. We just kind of just do it.
So now bringing in Jess into the band, how did that go? Coming from, because I'm sure you've had other drummers.
Yeah,
with you and
yeah.
everything.
We were working with another guy prior while we were writing a chunk of our material that we're still playing now. But Thomas knew Jess, and I had heard of her for a couple of years and had known about her other band, the Hormones, and she had let Tommy know that she was interested in maybe trying out, and there was a couple other fellas from around town who, probably played in here before that also tried out, and we just really loved Jess's vibe and her groove, and she really got what we were doing, and so it was automatic. I think that very day we asked her, would you really want to do this, because we love you, And she was like, are you shitting me?
I thought they were fucking high, you guys. I'm like, I don't even know how to hold my sticks.
Well, they were. About
yeah, we were totally high.
It's quite likely.
The last time you were in here, didn't you say you weren't always a drummer?
Right.
No, I wasn't, and I literally didn't play when they asked me to play. And when I am telling you that, I was like, I don't even know how to hold my sticks. That's no joke. I was YouTubing how to hold drumsticks, and
Some dude with like two chicken piece of chicken, like
Right.
pretty
"Wanna
much
hold 'em like this.
So I was like, all right. So Tommy had called me up, and I went on YouTube and I listened to their stuff, and I thought, holy shit, I really, really like this. And I'm kind of a band snob, and I've been all over the place, and I've heard a lot of local stuff, and it's really hard for me to turn my ear and go, yeah, you know what, I like that. But I really, really liked the groove. I liked the guitar playing. I liked the bass playing, and I liked his vocals. They reminded me of kind of like Jim Morrison, and something that you don't hear. Yeah, and like a mixture between Jim Morrison and I don't know his name, but what's that? A Nightmare Before Christmas. What's this? The guy who sings like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who that is, but I was like, wow, this guy is really unique. And it's different. It doesn't sound like the rock and roll push that a lot of the people are doing out in the scene right now. Right. And I was like, this is really different. And they asked me, and I was like, what the fuck? Are these guys fucking weird or what? So, so,
Short answer, yes.
4 months later, we were recording our first LP, and I was so scared. I was like shaking, like, oh God, I hope I don't lose a stick, because I was still like.
You had never played the drums prior to this?
I had a kit, and I occasionally would get on the drums and play, but I was like singing, and I was playing guitar for the Hormones for a little bit, and I basically went through every position in the Hormones except for the bass player. So I did everything else except for drum, and I never thought that I was going to be a drummer. Like, never. I just had them because people would come over, we would jam.
Yeah.
I had a lot of musicians.
Kind
in
of
the
like
house.
we don't know how to play that.
Right. Right. So now, fast forward 2 years, and I'm just now getting my confidence on stage. Like, you guys, I was fucking frozen solid for the good, probably about 8 months. I'd just get up there, and I looked like I was frowning all the time, just frozen. I just didn't want to move. And
Like you're taking a math test.
oh, yeah, man. It was scary. It was scary. So just recently, I was able to overcome that, and it's just getting better. And, it's a process. I'm always going to have to learn. I'm always going to be getting better. And, I would say, I tell people I'm like Meg White, but way drunker. And, but, eventually, hopefully, I'll be like, I don't know, Stuart Copeland. Now that's like goals right there. That's goals.
That's big
I don't,
goals.
but that's my favorite drummer.
So you guys had to have a lot of patience, actually, to.
So Jess
For
is
this
sandbagging
process
a
to
little
happen.
bit, and
She's
she's
sandbagging.
sandbagging. She does that. She's like, no, I never touched the drums. No, she could play that very first day she could play. Now,
Yeah.
she wasn't super experienced, but what a good musician has is they have a good ear, they have a good feel. We've played with guys that maybe were a little more mechanical and robotic when we were looking for somebody a little softer that maybe had a bit of a rolling groove to them. It's just it's in her soul.
Right.
And don't let her fool you. She's a super talented musician who can play like 900 instruments. So
Well, and that's Caitlin Coro. I don't know if you guys know Caitlin. She's probably one of the best drummers in the world right now, and she can fucking play anything. She plays piano. She plays, dude. You know what she bought when she went to Scotland? Her own fucking bagpipes.
Oh yeah, so
I want some so bad.
Yeah, dude. So,
Oh my God.
Like, she special ordered them because they went to Scotland. I guess that was her dad's present to the family or some shit. So they bought land. So they own land in Scotland.
Oh Jesus!
So they went and saw
He's
it.
going back to cut the grass.
Yeah, no shit, it would suck. You gotta hire some. You gotta fucking get a sheep or something. But yeah, she went there and she went to a fucking bagpipe store and bought bagpipes.
Right.
So you add that to her fucking arsenal. But that'd be sweet back there, fucking blowing on the pipes.
I
playing
would
drums.
love it. I've looked online for bagpipes.
They're expensive.
And yeah, they are. And I've looked at harps, and
Like
my
harps, like
Yes,
Like one of those?
yes. I found an 8-foot harp for $800 on Craigslist a few years ago, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And somebody bought it, and I
Broke your harp, didn't it?
I'm telling you, I've been looking for that harp. I think I saw it again on Facebook about a year later.
because
Yeah,
who the
this
fuck's
is
got
the
room
person
for a
that bought it
harp?
didn't know how to play it.
Yeah,
Was like,
and they were trying to sell it for $2,500, and it was online for $800 just like a couple years before. And I'm like,
because whoever was selling it needed money,
yeah,
or didn't know what the fuck they had.
Yeah.
It was grandma's fucking harp that sat in
Right.
the corner for $25,000.
yep.
I think the bagpipes are pretty sweet, but it's like, how many times can you sit through the bagpipe session? You know what I mean? Like, if you're the person playing it, great. Like a kid playing a trumpet, for the school band or whatever, and they love playing it. Your parents are ready to choke them out. Like if you blow that trumpet one more freaking time, I swear to God. I feel like the bagpipes would be the same thing. Like a cool bagpipe, little background in a song is pretty sweet, but honestly, at band practice, how many times do you blow them pipes before everybody else is like, okay, listen,
Once.
let's
Yeah, pretty much.
let's put those down and let's try something. And someone's on the side like secretly poking holes in the bag so it doesn't fill with air like it's supposed to. Like, yeah, we're not going to listen to that anymore.
So, needless to say, Crimson Eyed Orchestra will not have a bagpipe.
Oh, we might try.
Maybe.
We might have an $800 harp though.
Might have the harp, though. Yeah. If I buy that motherfucker, I'm playing
Well,
it.
Jess just recently bought a banjo and a glockenspiel.
Well, actually, Jeffrey bought me the banjo.
You acquired, I should
Yes,
say.
yes, and I did buy a glockenspiel.
What the fuck is a glockenspiel?
It's a clock. It's a cuckoo clock.
It's like a xylophone, but it's metal, and it's it's very fun.
really?
It's very loud.
Big thing.
No, it's only about this
and
big.
it's called a glockenspiel?
a glockenspiel.
Never heard
Yeah.
Because that's literally a cuckoo clock in German.
Yep. No, it's also a music instrument, and similar to the xylophone, a little louder, a little more tingy, But yeah, I suck at that thing.
What are those drums? The big round drum that it's like a
Like a steel drums?
yeah. Like
Steel drums are fun.
Those are a lot
It's
of
got just a little like different bends in it.
Yep.
Like different, I would want to do that.
Those are
Those
cool.
are badass.
Yeah.
Like, that's my like. You listen to the Jamaican, the reggae songs and shit. When they start playing that, you're like, oh man.
Yep.
I do like the steel drums. Maybe I'll buy one.
Well, the last studio we were in, they had one of those, and we were playing with it over in the corner. Like, oh wow! And there's instruments everywhere, and everybody's like over there, ding ding ding.
There's so many cool instruments that come across Facebook. Yeah. It'll be like an ad for some crazy thing. It looks like almost like a steel guitar, but it's got like 38 strings, and the guy's just hammering on every note or whatever. Like, there's all kinds of crazy instruments coming out.
So, Clint Berriman shows up at my son's baseball game, the last game of the season, and he was playing on the other field because he plays hardball. There's a big field in Hazel Park. So he comes walking over, and he's like, yeah, man, I was at that fucking Jack White thing. And he's telling me about this guy, and he's like, yeah, man, he's from Ferndale, and you probably know him. And he plays steel guitar and like world renowned. Won a fucking Grammy, won a Emmy, like for like steel guitar on a TV show and shit. And I'm like, what? There's a guy in Ferndale. My son's assistant coach comes walking out. He goes, it's that guy right there. I'm like, Dave, no shit, I didn't know it was him. He was my son's coach, so I went over to him and talked to him. And this guy was I can't remember who he won a Grammy with, but it was fucking like.
So is he coming in?
I want him to. I want him to bring
Todd's
them
like,
because I
cut
love
to the chase, man. What's
Right,
going
I
on with
can't
this guy?
handle the story.
Yeah, fuck off, Tom. Wow, she's getting better. Have you noticed the last couple of weeks?
She's gonna have to pick up the game a little bit.
Last
Shut
couple
up.
of weeks, she's done a little
upper game.
She's channeling Big Al
Yep.
after almost 2 years. What you've been here longer than that? 3 years?
She was here 6 months before she said 2 words on the air, except for that phone call with the dude from Saliva or
His
whatever.
dad died.
Whose brother died, and she kept saying,
I was
I'm
sad
sorry
for
about
him."
your brother. And it's like, would you
no.
shut
He was on the
up?
phone
You
for
keep
3
bringing
minutes.
this- the guy was on the phone with us for like 25 minutes.
Yeah, it was a long time.
And 3 times during the conversation, just out of the blue,
Out of the
Dawn was
blue.
like, I'm sorry about your brother.
It was not.
I'm sure he doesn't want to hear this over and over and over again. Like, he brought it up once. At that point, fine. She was drunk. She was just like, I'm sorry about your
Whatever.
brother.
It
I'm
happens.
so sorry for you.
Poor guy.
Yeah,
Now I'm
Poor
sorry.
guy.
I know,
I
right?
know.
Wow.
Felt bad. She kept bringing it up.
So where can we find your guys' music?
So currently we have 2 EPs out on Apple Music. It's also out on YouTube under. You can just search us out, Crimson Night Orchestra. You can find live videos on YouTube and also
on Spotify.
Facebook. We're on Spotify.
Right, okay.
So yeah, our collection's out there as well, and we've got a website, crimsonnigorchestra.com, that points you at all those things if you want a one-stop shop kind of a deal.
I know, there's a class action lawsuit going on right now against Spotify and whatever, but it's like who was it that just was it Tool?
Tool just joined after years.
And but I think they fucking waited until they found out of how the nuances and everything.
It's a necessary evil,
It
unfortunately.
is, man. And why would you care about that's the only place right now, besides probably Apple Music, where you can just get about just about everything.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And it's you're only making fucking a 38th of a cent or some shit like that, or probably even less than that per play or whatever. But I mean, it's the only avenue where you can. I think a lot of people they're like Napster. Remember that whole Napster thing where that guy made fucking billions, dude, before, maybe not billions, but a lot of fucking money before they caught on to what was going on. And I think that's what a lot of people are thinking Spotify is.
He was making money off of it in the beginning. He was just sharing it with everybody. And that was the problem. He was sharing it for free. And, like Metallica, I think, was one of the big...
They were the biggest one.
They were mad.
And they were like, hey, this is our shit. You're sharing it for free. But, unfortunately, it's the... you have a choice, basically. Do you put it out there where people can access it and hope that it grows your fan base, or do you hold it back and hope people will pay for it? And then if they don't, where does that take you? So it's unfortunate, and honestly, I'm a huge Spotify user. I have been for years, but not just for the beauty of Spotify is there is so much local music on Spotify now. Sure. Because when they're not, I'll go to Bandcamp, I'll go to Reverb, wherever I can find them. But
you were a huge Bandcamp guy.
Yeah, well, you go on Bandcamp and you could just put the genre and then the location, and boom, there's hundreds of albums or EPs or whatever from bands that fit that search. So I mean, it sucks. It really does. But I mean, where do you, as an up and coming band, where do you really hope to make money off of what you're doing? You know what I mean?
It's a good question.
Is it the individual song sales? You know, or is it really, live performance? You know, like people paying to see you live, or getting to the point where you can get out of town and play live, and people will come to see you. It's
really all of the above. So our first albums we released out there. If we get royalties if you listen to it anywhere, but as you alluded to, it's a small royalty.
Right.
So when we released our first EP, for whatever reason, it did really well worldwide. So it actually went all over the place, and we still have following in Russia and places like
nice.
that. So, I can log in there and see my royalties, and it's just a little teeny tiny.
4 rubles.
Yeah, exactly. And,
I can't even buy a fucking loaf of bread with this shit.
United Media out of Russia, it's like, oh, that's the Russians.
Right.
But, that there is a lot of that. You need to make the music and put it out there for free, basically, or close to free, and then hope that you do get some kind of following. Now, I think over time what you can do is you can then offer samples of your songs as your songs get more produced. We made our first EP partially in Electrical Audio Studio in Chicago, which is Steve Albini's studio. So it is a high quality production. And our second one we made at Willis Sound in Ypsilanti over here with our good friend Jim Roll, and it's kind of the same thing. That it's not quite super polished radio ready stuff. It's the next level down. But you hope to kind of...
It's kind of like Cave Radio.
Well, it is an underground thing, and we are self-funded and we are independent, and we plan all this out and we write all of the music, but we are also our own label, so we decide what we do.
Right.
But we're getting ready to head down to Nashville in a couple of weeks.
Let's put a pin in that real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Let's put a pin in that because I wanted to talk about that, but I want to talk about it when you guys get done playing.
Sounds good, man.
So let's take a break. We're going to come back. Crimson Night Orchestra is going to play a couple tunes for us. They're going to come back to the table. We're going to talk to them at 8:30. We got Dumb Shit with Dawn. I didn't get a chance to question Mason because he was at the skateboard park. Tony Hawk was there yesterday, dude.
Oh, nice.
They just opened a skateboard park in Ferndale. It's fucking badass.
My cousin
He's been
was
there twice now.
Was at what's the one in Farmington?
I don't know.
He's gonna kill me for not. Like Trapped or something like that. There's a skate shop in Farmington or whatever that he's worked at for years, and Little Wang was just in there doing some skating. Well, I call him Little Wang, but Little Wayne, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yep.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's been, I guess he helped fund this park in Ferndale, and he's been there like 2 or 3 times. Mason was pissed because he was there from 10 to noon on Saturday, and we had football, and we were the first game. If we would have been the third game, I would have fucking took him there. But we were this first game, so we were on the field. We were supposed to play at 11. We didn't play till noon. We show up to the football field. Field's not striped, which isn't odd for Pop Warner football. But they didn't have down markers or anything, dude. They were using Gatorade bottles as the 10-yard marker.
What kind of half-ass league is
Detroit,
this?
east side of Detroit, brother. It's fucking...
Jesus.
Yeah, they beat...
Go play the white kids. All that shit's all fucking painted up and all fancy and shit.
Year.
Yeah,
I'm done with Pop Warner.
You got to be. Yeah. I mean, that's ridiculous.
It was just crazy, man. But east side of Detroit, man, they murdered us. They really did.
Did they really?
Oh, it was bad. 6 touchdowns to 0.
Jesus.
They knocked our quarterback out in the second series of the game, and we were moving the ball, and then it just boom shot us in the foot.
Wow.
We had a kid that had played quarterback at like 8 years old. Well, he's 12 years old now. He hasn't played, so he knew the plays, but he didn't know the plays.
Right.
So, all right, we'll be back in just a couple minutes. You're listening to Big and Bigger, episode number 216. I got a little Bazooka Jones and Broken Day Machine coming up here. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Crimson Eyed Orchestra.
Down. So let 'em down.
It's your life. He's your new lover. I'll get it out. Let me get it out. It's my time that you have wasted. The very truth that I have tasted. Okay now. Okay now. Look me in the eyes and let me hear you say how you don't know why you've been acting this way. You just threw it all away. Threw it all away. Then what hurts the most is knowing I was the fool. The signs are showing there were my doubts. I had no doubt. Look me in the eyes and let me hear you say now you don't know why you've been acting this way. You just threw it all away. Threw it all away. My second chances with you. That ship has sailed away. And I wish that I was sailing too. I don't mind. You found another. It's your life. He's your new lover. I'll get it out. Let me get it out. Look me in the eyes and let me hear you say now you don't know why you've been acting this way. You just threw it all away. Threw it all away. She's completely locked in the sun. All alone, but she is not the only one. Lost completely, but she knows where you are. And she won't be alone again. She's on a star. turning. I watched it fall down and I watched it burn. Prophets and the preacher said it's almost over. We're so far down, couldn't get much lower. Yeah. Alright. Oh yeah. Alright. Alright, alright. Close your eyes. I need your mind. Don't focus on the line. I would see so much.
Welcome back, everybody, to Big and Bigger here on Cave Radio Broadcasting. As the band figures out what songs they're playing, I want to just remind you that next week we have a great show for you planned. We have the Standing Sun coming in here and hanging out with us. We're also going to have a couple other guests that are going to be popping in over the next 8 weeks to just tell us what they think about Big and Bigger and what we've done to help their musical careers and everything. A little bit of a thank you to Big Al for sure, who's stepping away for the time being. And we're going to take a little break, but right now we got Crimson Eyed Orchestra in here. For the first time on our show, second time in the cave, ladies and gentlemen, Crimson Eyed Orchestra.
Woke up in the gutter, face down like Edgar Allan Poe. Walked by my employer, I could hit the hand to roll. Two bullets still in my future, I don't have very long. You're just all a fool and a joker, join the order of the Golden Dawn. walking in the garden. Sure needs working. Till cause, till in my future I don't have very long. Just I'm a fool and a joker, junior of the golden dawn. I don't have very long. I don't have very long. Till cause still in my future I don't have very long. Just all a fool and a joker, junior of the golden dawn. Lay down in the garden, just like Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. This next one is a new one we're going to try. It's called The Matador.
Crimson Night Orchestra, episode number 216, Big and Bigger.
The matador in me, coyote lonely. Look in the mirror, just to honest, you ashes, y'all fall down. Ashes to
All right, all right, all right. Come on and sit down, guys.
Thanks, man.
Great job. Sound fucking amazing.
Agree.
All right, so Big and Bigger episode number 216. You're listening on Cave Radio Broadcasting, www.crbradio.com. We got Crimson Tide Orchestra in
You
here.
can do it.
We're drinking Bloody Marys and hanging out. It's Jess's birthday, 38th birthday.
Again.
It was my birthday yesterday, my 47th. Had a great birthday party thrown by L.O. Palooza. Saw two of my favorite bands. And, you know, I throw that word out a lot, favorite bands, because, 216 episodes, we've had 170 bands through here, 165, 170 bands that have come through the cave. And to pick out one or two bands is fucking impossible. But these two are probably my favorite two bands, and I'm not lying. The Gasoline Gypsies, the Native Howl. The Native Howl, I think it was one of the first episodes of Big and Bigger, but it wasn't our show. It was the show before us, which was the A-List. Amy List, she's a photographer around town. This guy that used to represent the Native Howl and the Gypsies, Don Canners, brought me this band, the Gasoline Gypsies, and I was like, "Hey, I got this other band."
Aren't they so good?
Both
They
of them
are.
Both of them are.
They really are.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny is I always and I'm not no prejudice here. And Alex, if you're listening, Caleb, if you're listening, anybody, if you're listening, I always thought that the Howl was the more polished of the two bands. And then the Gypsies have just gotten so much better, man. And I think they're right on par. And the Howl are touring like they played last night. It's their second show this year in Michigan. Next year they're going to, or they're, as soon as they leave, like tomorrow, they leave for the West Coast. So they're getting shit. But I think that the Gypsies, and I'm saying, you guys talked earlier. You said you want to play with them.
Yeah, we do.
For sure.
They are magnificent, and how they haven't gotten to that next level yet is beyond me. But even if they do make it to that next level, they're that band that they're from Port Huron. They know where they're from. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
What?
So I was at an Airbnb. I was doing a little romantic getaway with the fiance, and I opened up a drawer, and it was near Port Huron. And there's a Gasoline Gypsy button, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So I ended up putting CEO stuff in there and the hormone stuff in there. So I was like, "How cool is that?"
That is cool.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah,
think that the Howl has a niche, and that's
they do, and that's what's got them
that's
that
helpful.
step
But
higher.
they also, Alex is a monster marketer, and he's out there. Like I talked to him last year when we were trying to get them to do our anniversary party,
Right.
and he was telling me how he would spend 40 hours a week doing basically the managerial aspect of the band and not touch an instrument, like just setting up their tour and doing all that. It was exhausting, But that's basically
Now, how do you
what it's
guys
like,
do that?
you know?
So to pick up where we left off from, you guys are heading to Nashville.
Yep.
Here to start recording. Is this going to be an EP, LP?
So we're not sure how much we're going to get through. We're down there for the better part of a week, and we've got kind of an end goal in mind. But I don't.
Now, do you
wanna
guys already got
limit it
5
to-
or 6 songs ready to roll?
Yeah. We could do a full album actually if we wanted to. Probably won't have time to do that. What we're really going down there to do is to get a single, which is really an A side and a B side to a single, but. We're hoping we
Old
can
school.
do more than that.
Yeah.
We're going to try to do more, and we don't. There's not a lot of overdubs and stuff like that we do. We're pretty meat and potatoes. What you hear is how on the album is how we play it live. And,
Okay.
It's really just about getting something polished. And the studio we're going to is Blackbird Studio, which is a really super high end studio. So, we're just trying to get something a little slicker
Right.
pulled together.
Very cool. Now, who does your guys' booking?
Really, Jess is our head booker, but all three of us do.
Yeah.
We pretty much rule by committee, and we.
Now, have you guys been out of town, done stuff out of town?
Not yet. Not
Well,
yet.
We've been all over Michigan, so
Right.
you could say that.
Now,
Yes,
how
but
do you gauge that? Now, do you go by because you've been with the Hormones and you've
Yeah.
been traveling and doing stuff like that.
Yep.
So do you kind of pick those places, or do you kind of
I do.
go by ear with?
Well, a little bit of both. Mostly, I call up the places that I know that
you have a relationship with?
Yeah, that I have a relationship with. Sometimes we're really lucky and people reach out to us and they ask us if we want to do a show, and we're like, hell yeah. We do benefits. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. We're definitely not doing it for the money. That's one of
course,
our
that's
goals.
That's the end all be all goal.
Yeah, it's the end all be all goal.
If you're trying to do it for the money, that's usually when you
fail.
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta
right.
do it for the love of the music, and then if you're doing it right, the money comes afterwards.
Exactly. So, for the last year
Those
and a half,
dollars and
we've just been,
dollars.
putting a lot of work into it and just kind of getting out there and letting people see us and hear us. And, hopefully, I think they like us. It was so funny, though. Again, I was telling you, I was kind of a shitty drummer. I know he says I wasn't, but the first, 6 months, man, we'd get off stage and people would go running up to Thomas and Robert, and they'd be like, oh, my God, you're fucking awesome. And they'd be like,
Good job.
good job.
And they were like, "Hey, and you were there too."
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, I would just run out like, oh my God. So I've come
Now,
a long way.
I know, Jess, you're in the Hormones.
Mm-hmm.
Are either you two guys in any other bands, or you
Nope,
guys just
nope.
strictly
Not at the
Crimson
moment.
Night Orchestra?
No, every now and again, one of us will do a side project or a side. I did a solo for a Bank Shifter song. You guys probably know Bank
They were
Shifter.
supposed
hell
to
yeah.
fucking be here tonight.
Oh wow, that's fun.
Yeah, where the hell are they?
Dave canceled on.
Dave was the one that said, "I'm in."
Dave canceled on fucking what's
We
his
love
name?
those guys.
Those guys are good friends.
Rich.
We were
Rich
gonna go legit. All right, we were gonna go PG rated. We're gonna
So we
market
could
this
bring some
show, blah
sponsors
blah
in.
blah.
Sure.
And the first show we were supposed to do that, those guys were in,
Oh, yeah,
and
they're
that lasted
mouthy.
all of about 4 minutes.
They are mouthy.
Eric dropped the first F bomb, and then from there, Rich and Dave were like, "Yeah, fucking, he
Well,
fucking."
and
We were
then,
like,
the,
"All right,
then
we'll just."
the coup de grace of the whole night was when the old drummer,
Yeah.
told us they were like, oh, because we were
That
talking,
was the second time we had them in.
no, it was the first time.
No, the
bro.
second time the first time we found out about that.
Yeah, the second
but
time
the
we made
second
fun of
time is when we were trying to go legit.
Yeah,
and they
legit.
were back in. Yeah.
So the first time they come in and they tell us we were talking about missend texts or something like that. And they were
They had
like,
a band
oh,
chat.
We had a band chat, and fucking my man here sent a picture that he was gonna or a video of him jerking off.
Oh, my God.
That he was gonna send to a chick. Send it to the band chat.
Oh, my God.
So they open up the band chat and it's him going to town.
Imagine that a chick getting that, let alone your
yeah.
band.
Oh, my God. Why do people do that?
So, needless to say, not only did we not let them live it down that night, when they came back in, we brought it up again.
Yeah, that was the PG show.
And shortly after that, he was out of the band.
he was out of the band. I
Yeah.
think he just got.
I never heard that story. That's news.
Oh,
That's
it's
the greatest story ever.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
I'm going to ask Rich.
Jess just gave,
Oh, Rich will fucking.
It took him
he'll-
a minute to get it out because he couldn't stop laughing
Right.
and giggling,
Yeah.
Oh my
and
god.
Oh, it was
and
great.
then everybody was like, "Oh yeah,
Yuck.
brother."
That's
It was-
that's
Then we went
Crazy.
into detail because he's a little bit older. It was like, was it a boil over? we just rode it to the ground.
Well, Jess just gave Rich Thompson a cat.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that's
got a
all.
brand
Yeah.
new kid.
Kitty
Tiny
cat.
little, as big as this
Yeah.
water bottle cat. So.
Apparently, his other cat doesn't like him very much. Is that what it was? 'Cause
I don't know.
I know he was saying something like, "Hopefully, this one will like me," or
Oh
something.
yeah. Okay, I think his other cat does not like him, but this one, she's a really great cat. But I'm just, my skin was burning. I was waking up nauseous. I'm
Oh,
like, I'm pretty
allergic,
sure
huh?
we're just not meant to be. So, and I'm not a cat person. I couldn't. The smells really physically made me angry. I wanted to punch holes in walls. I'm not kidding.
So they also have the distinction of being the only band that's been on here with 3 name changes.
That's true.
Oh wow.
They came in as the Neck Bones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then they
The Rat
came in as the Rat
Rods.
Rods. And
Yes.
some other band was the Rat Rods.
Okay.
And then they became Bang Shifter.
Wow.
Yeah,
Those
I
guys are
remember.
great guys.
Great
And
guys.
Oh, they're
I
fun.
love to play with them, and I love to do that little thing. We did a version of Go Your Own Way, and I just went down there for afternoon and just hung out with them, and they're really cool.
Really cool dudes. Yeah, they were supposed to come in. I told Jess earlier, and they canceled that. So we have another guy, Augie, August Gitschlag. He's the city clerk in Hamtramck. He's always around town. He's he's like the international man of mysteries in Detroit. You know what I mean? But he's supposed to come in the second Sunday of every month. Well, last Sunday he was up north. This Sunday it's his anniversary, so he's like, I'll get in there. Don't worry, guys. So we're just going to have it. But he was supposed to be here, too. So usually we have a couple, a round table. Everyone's full. Mics, there's people sitting in the background. But this is a welcome. Last week we had the same thing. It's kind of cool to just have one band in here.
I don't mind it, honestly.
I don't either.
Sometimes it's too
like
much.
Yeah.
Me
Thanks
too.
for having us.
Me.
We love
I like
doing
when you
the
guys
show.
talk about me, especially.
Well, Jess knows because Jess, you were that other guest.
I was.
So
I
you
know.
She was like other guests like 5 minutes before the show. I was like, hey, do you mind if she comes in? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Only
Then she comes in
It
here and
was
starts
a fun
talking about
one,
Satan.
I know.
Oh, well.
Well, listen, hail Satan.
was-
and all
That was funny though. I was giggling over here like
His face was priceless.
it was.
It was.
All right,
He was
so you don't have any upcoming shows, but you just came off of like 6 or 7 shows.
Yeah,
you
a bunch
said,
of
Yeah.
shows.
in the last
I
couple
think-
weeks.
I think we did 6 in 3 weeks or something, which for us is a bunch. And they were all, Metro Detroit area. So, we try not to saturate everybody and make our listeners travel all over too often. But, a lot of friends calling us up and asking if we want to play and stuff. And we say, yeah, sure. But we're kind of shutting it down so we can get down to Nashville, do the thing there, and then come back strong. So we'll be back.
Yep.
What are some of the bands around town that you guys like to? Besides Bang Shifter, what are some of the bands? Because we always like to ask this because we're always looking for new bands
Sure.
to bring in and showcase and all that stuff. Like
Well,
you guys,
we just talked before the show. We were talking about the Zots, who are good friends.
Oh,
of
yeah.
ours.
They've been in.
And,
Yep.
Those
I love their
guys,
candy.
Yeah.
and they come prepared. That's
Yeah,
what
they
do.
do.
They've been playing a lot, man. I've been trying to get out to see them, and it's like they're playing like 4 shows a week. Like, oh, I'll just see them tomorrow. So those guys are great, and the Mighty Deadwoods played with the Zots last night, and those guys are good friends of ours as well. And Travis and Tammy and Steve, those are really cool people, and they do kind of a different kind of a rock thing than what you see. A little more, kind of a similar thing to what we do, but maybe a little more glam, I would say. Who else? Who we want to
Well,
talk about?
I really want to play with the Gasoline
Yeah, for
Gypsies,
sure.
and I want to play with who was that stunt car?
The Ladyship
Driver
Worship.
and
is a
Lady
band.
Worship.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, but
Who?
Ladyship Worship.
Lady Worship is the War Horses. The
yeah,
drummer
yeah.
Kristen and her, I think
Husband?
they're married
Yeah,
husband. Yeah,
husband.
Yeah,
they
they
do
seem like
They're
Lady
excellent.
Worship as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we had them in with
It was the Hamtramck.
what did I just say? The name of the War Horses.
Yeah.
Wars.
So they came in. She was one of the ones that brought her own kid in. It was
Yes,
like
I know.
it was
I
really twisting my
totally
arm.
get
to
it.
It's
get
them,
that
it's them
in,
fucking
yeah.
girl drummers, dude.
Well, we're a little particular.
But yeah, the War Horses was really good. And then when Lady Worship came out, I was like, I got to check this out. I like that too. They were really good.
There's a band called Detroit Trouble. We just did a band.
Oh, Ray Khan.
Ray Khan.
Ray,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
Is
used
that
to
guy
play
not
with
the
them a
second
little
living
bit.
of Stevie Ray Vaughan, dude?
Right.
Yeah,
He's a
I
good
used to
guy.
manage the band for a quick minute,
Yeah?
and then I got really busy and I couldn't do it anymore. But I mean, they're a really great
You know,
band.
so when Ray, the first time I met Ray, Neil Ivory, rest in peace to my big black brother.
Oh, I know, that was so sad.
And Neil Ivory and DeMarcus Sumter were his players.
Mm-hmm.
And they fucking killed it. But when I was emceeing that same event that David Winans was at, and I thought he was like some homeless dude sitting out back because he was dressed all raggedy. And then he comes in, and his guitar player looked like he drug it behind his car, or his guitar looked like he drug it behind.
I remember
his car.
that guitar.
And I'm like, what the fuck, He got up on stage, and I was like, me and Bill Griffin looked at each other. We're like, where the fuck did this
He
guy
just
come
wails.
from, dude?
He just
Yeah.
wails.
I saw one of his first shows at it was called the Dirty Spider out in Taylor, and there was nobody there because there was a really bad storm, and it was the first time I ever heard a blues band playing in the local area, and I was like, called my girlfriend up, hey, we got to go check out this band. We go. There's like 3 of us in the bar, but
Right.
I mean, it was so
But you
cool.
were concentrated on that stage,
Oh yeah!
man.
After
because-
that, I was like, we're friends now.
Yeah,
We're friends."
Ray Khan's
Yeah.
a cool cat, and he's went through a bunch of there was that time about a year ago where he was thinking about moving out of state because
Yeah.
drugs and all kinds of other shit. Why is someone calling me during the middle of the show?
Hello, Dad.
Yeah, hold on.
Hi, Mason.
Do I put
Put 'em on
milk
the air.
in the macaroni and cheese?
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've had
Hi,
them
man,
in a
how are
couple
you?
times. Like Ray is just it's disgustingly awesome how much. I mean, he doesn't just look like Stevie Ray. he plays like Stevie Ray.
Well, that's his main influence.
Yes,
you know,
for
Stevie
sure.
Ray and ZZ Top and who else? Texas something Coalition. I
Yes.
can't remember. But somebody by that name. But he's really super talented, and it's really nice to see him come out of the hole that he was digging himself in, and he's got this really positive disposition. He's not even the same person that I knew,
Right.
you know, when I first met him a few years ago. And he's really come a long way, and he's growing as a musician. He's
awesome.
growing as a human. People are sharing his. The last time I saw him, we did a benefit together, and I was telling him, I'm like, yeah, dude, I see people just sharing your posts, like your words, you know.
He's a good dude, and I love to watch him scoot when he plays guitar.
Yeah, he does. He does.
It's
little
like
shuffle.
Stevie
Yeah,
Ray
yeah.
and James Brown had a baby, and his name was Raycon, because he's just scooting in place while he plays.
A lot more
guitar.
hair though. He had some long hair rocking a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was a little jealous of his hair.
Me too.
And he found that he's had Rodney drumming with him for a while. And he's got
Rodney's
that-
awesome.
He's got that new kid playing bass for him.
Ben Libre.
He's like fucking 14.
yeah, I think
he's 18, but I swear to God,
he's
is
super young.
He's young, and we met his dad. His dad came in here and hung out with us. Awesome. That is one of the best bands in Detroit, like up and coming bands in Detroit, I think.
Yeah.
He went through a lot of people, and I think he had to find the right fit.
Yep.
You know, he liked to find these musicians that didn't quite have the time to do the traveling and put in the time that
And these kids
he
do.
Yeah, and these kids do. He was smart, and he stuck with people his age, and not to say that people our age can't do it, but let's face it, we all have, you know.
We can't just
Kids,
can't.
jobs,
we can't just leave
careers.
kids.
Yeah,
They have a
House
greater
payments,
window of
all this,
opportunity
yes.
than we do.
Yep.
So, but I wish him well, and he looks like he's doing a great job. And I'm like, hey man, you got to get on that bill, that blues bill out in Ann Arbor. And he's like, yeah, they won't do that. I'm like, why not? I don't know, politics, I suppose.
Yeah.
Those festivals and stuff are really
Big time.
Catty.
big.
They're catty.
They're politics, and to get into one of those is
We've been talking about this for years because we're big fans of the Detroit Music Awards, but we're also not big fans of the Detroit Music Awards.
I hear you.
And it's, you know, Al's presented the last 2 years, and, you know, we like that because, I mean, 50% of the bands that are nominated or that are there, we've had in here.
Sure.
So we love that part, but it's getting
The
old.
other 50%
Are the same fucking bands that have been there for 20 fucking years.
that
you
haven't
know?
put anything out in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And still get nominated
Oh yeah.
for know
Right.
whatever.
And
That's what-
awards
They
too.
play one show and it's best live performance.
The
it's
tribute
like, come
act,
on.
like 2 years ago, they played one show out of state. I was like, oh
yes.
my god.
Jess was really pissed about that.
I-
I talked about that
I-
for like a week.
I don't even
I
think
mean, you're in a tribute band, so that kind of
we won. We won once, and then we won an award in Indianapolis, so that was cool. But you know, the next few years after that, you kind of get to see behind the scenes and go, oh, okay, now that makes sense, and
Well,
how we
Al's
ended up winning.
literally behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's hard to see. It literally is hard to see something that is beneficial. Like for us, it was beneficial for me to be able to present an award. It was something cool for the cave, you know. But at the same time, it sucked because it's like, you know, where's the new blood? Why is this not ever expanding and getting better? It's because it's the same bands
It's
all the
antiquated.
time.
It's old. You got bands like Ava Under Fire,
Sure.
who
Yeah.
are they're
Yeah.
hitting
I've
the
seen
world
them play.
nationally,
Yeah.
dude,
I've seen
and
them
they're
play.
boycotting. They're actively seeking people to not go to it
Yeah.
because they're like, fuck that. They've never, this band's making it. How are they not? And
Yeah.
then you get a band like Greta Van Fleet who wins 3 awards this year.
Yeah.
Who's never been there,
Yeah.
but they've
been there.
They're not there,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
they've been. Because they played a couple of the
Yeah.
pre-shows,
Yeah.
pre-award shows. I was there. We actually broadcast it live.
Yeah.
At the Folding Warehouse.
wasn't
Just
that
rolled
good
it. Just rolled it. But
Greta Van Zeppelin.
Yeah. That's right. You do like Greta Van Fleet a
Oh, I
lot, don't
love 'em,
you?
don't I love them.
if by love you
Yes.
mean hate,
I don't
Yes.
hate them. I just
Wow.
I just don't agree.
Well, we think they're pretty cool.
I like
They-
them.
listen, they're talented as fuck. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Have you heard their new shit though?
Yes.
The
Still-
newest
It's a little different.
Still
It's different.
sounds.
It's different.
It still sounds a little
Listen,
Zeppelin.
there's no way that kid doesn't ever sing a song that doesn't sound like Led Zeppelin. It's
He's
impossible.
got the voice.
Yeah, so own up to it. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. That's my whole gripe from the get go. All you gotta do is say, listen, we were huge Zeppelin fans
Yeah.
growing up. Our parents listened to Zeppelin. We started as a Zeppelin cover band when we were fucking teenagers.
Right.
And yes, they are our main influence. And if you'd have done that from the beginning, Robert Plant would jump on stage with you. Jimmy Page would jump on stage with you. Instead, we think our style is more like Aerosmith. Fuck you.
Like Aerosmith?
You just blew.
Are you kidding me?
All your chances right there. You know. Now I don't know if you guys watched the Saturday Night Live performance, but two of those guys at least are on drugs right now. I'm telling you right now, two
amongst
of them
us
at least.
is not on drugs?
Well, I was wondering who their
No, different drugs than not those kind of drugs.
I think I was wondering who their wardrobe personnel is. Like, I'm like, who let them go on stage like that for fucking real? But when I met them, I would say two of them are a little strange. Two of them.
Yeah.
I'll say this
three
one.
brothers.
This one was cool, and then this one.
We'll see now. On Saturday Night Live,
those two
this
poses
one
look amazing,
was
though.
looking a little weird.
Really?
And this one was, definitely.
I think he was nervous. I think he was.
He's a young guy.
Yeah, I think he
It's
was
possible.
super nervous.
We interviewed them. Well, we interviewed their manager and the oldest one, whoever that was, on the Nick and Jay show of all shows.
Yeah.
Like when we were in the basement. We were in
I
my
don't
basement,
listen.
so.
I don't. This is a personal thing with me. I don't knock their talent. They're obviously, if you can even sound halfway like Led
Right.
Zeppelin, you're talented to begin with. They are spot on,
Yeah.
and that takes talent. So I do not deny the talent that's in that band. I personally think that they are a niche band, and that's why they are successful. If they didn't sound exactly like Led Zeppelin, they would not be where they're at today.
And this is the Al segment where he bashes on Greta Van Fleet.
Listen, I'm not bashing. I'm just saying this is my personal opinion. Like,
How do you feel about
like,
Kingdom Come?
I like it.
Me too.
Dawn, you said come. I like it. I don't know what you're talking about. But
All right, listen.
Yeah.
We're going to take a real quick break. When we
I
come
digress.
back, we're going to have Dumb Shit with Dawn.
Yeah.
And then we got...
I hope the questions are a little bit harder
They
this
are,
week because
yeah.
last week was
Dude,
like
Morgan got 7 wrong, bro.
oh shit.
7 wrong, but she got both bonus questions.
There's a debate that carried all the way to the karaoke bar about the oceans.
Woo!
Like
So-
people are up in arms
All
about
right,
the
so
oceans.
how many oceans are there in the world?
There's 7.
No, 7 continents.
Continents. So
7
5
continents.
I said that.
Seven
too.
continents.
That was
All right,
my
hold
first
on.
answer.
Can you name
So
the oceans?
Arctic, Antarctic.
Thank you.
Pacific,
There it is right
All right,
there.
Atlantic.
it used to be the Antarctic.
Indian.
Now
Indian,
it's
yeah, they
called
changed it
the
to the
Southern.
No,
Ocean.
but the difference is you said no. There were 4 when we grew up. There wasn't. We were brought up as 5
All
oceans.
right, so
Arctic,
then I was
Antarctic.
wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah. So like,
But I always thought it was. I knew it wasn't the Southern Ocean, but I didn't know it was the Antarctic
Yeah.
Ocean.
yeah,
so
they
it's-
renamed it. It's the Southern
dumb.
or Southern/Antarctic.
So they were on
Yeah.
my side.
Nobody's on your side.
No,
you got it
you
wrong.
said
Karaoke
you
bar?
said 7-4.
I know, but I said Antarctic.
You also said what was the, what was the first? She said one that started with a P. It wasn't Pacific.
Pacifica.
It
It was like the car.
yeah, I don't know. It was off.
I don't
right.
remember.
Yeah. So, anyways, that debate. This is what's going on right now with the show. That debate carried over to when I was working at the bar, and they were like, "Hey, I saw the thing with that chick and the fucking oceans, and that ain't right." And I was like, "Dude, I know that's what I was saying. There was 5 when I grew up. I was brought up in school, 5 oceans, and you nailed it right off the bat because I said the same thing: Arctic, Antarctic." And the Antarctic one was the one that was supposedly. We had a teacher sitting right here. She was like, "Yeah, it was 4."
She's
Like,
like
no.
this.
Yeah, she was a 6th grade teacher, I think.
4th.
Yeah.
4th grade.
Those kids are dumb.
All right.
Dick.
When we come back, we got Dumb Shit with Dawn. This is episode number 216. We got Crimson Eyed Orchestra on here. We're going to play from when we knew them as the Neckbones.
Oh yeah.
And a little bit of Beggars also. We'll be back in about 6 minutes. You're listening to Big and Bigger, episode number 216.
I don't know if she warned you. She think it's been wrong a little bit. Oh, you guys were on with Todd? Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. Listen, the mix is never the way we want it just because we don't have the time to make it that way. But when we had 2 boards, we were running a band board and a main board. The band board had everything that sounds that goes that back. So it's like with a single board, that goes
guitar.
Oh yeah. I think actually, with him, we talked about that on air. He was just basically talking about how they were like, look, we do this way. Somebody, it might not have been a band, it might have been another band. But they went back and forth. They were gonna walk off the show, and there was a couple guys like, listen, we know what we're doing. And the guy was like, oh, my fucking blah, blah, blah. And they were gonna walk. Something happened that we did this and before. They got to this. I think it was, if I could help you, if I could have it, you tell them that. You know, they call it in, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. They roll in full, like, yeah, they all use it here. Kevin mixes it all, and then sends the guy. And they were like, like, right. And dude, I was like, it makes that dude's job easier. Exactly. You just need to just plug it in. Fuck.
Prove your clever.
Okay.
For the best Italian fare in Metro Detroit, you've got to try Bella Piatti. Venetian-born chef Francesco Apollonia prepares his style of Italian cuisine using only the finest ingredients. Located at 167 Townsend in Birmingham, Michigan, across from the Townsend Hotel. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Friday or dinner on Saturday night. Check out our happy hour Tuesday through Friday from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the bar or on the patio. Enjoy $6 appetizers, $3 glasses of wine, and $2 off cocktails. Call 248-494-7110 for dining room reservations. Bella Piatti in Birmingham.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
On me?
Is there a light?
Yeah.
Oh my God, there is a light. Why is that?
I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Turn it off.
God bless America. Hold on a second.
That's correct.
Should be a flash.
It is one of those. It's an anal butt plug that's shaped in a cone.
Pull your whole
That is
screen
super
upwards,
small.
and there should be a flashlight. Oh, it's off.
Men chose body of
There's no
men.
light to begin with.
What? Chose
It's
body.
me, no.
No, I'm just saying.
Dude, I have spots in my eyes. Dude.
It wasn't.
Such a
the
bedackle.
flashlight. Are we live? Yeah, we're live.
It's time for
Fucking technology.
Hey, guys.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to Big and Bigger here on Cave Radio Broadcasting.
Dawn had a light. She was all pissed off.
Yeah, I know. Oh, God.
Episode. Whoa, you all right?
Yeah, I was
Did you
trying to
almost
go this way, and I was going
Fall
this
off.
way.
You look like you're a lot lower today than normal.
I know. This chair keeps going down.
Your boobs are perfectly
Yep.
resting on the table.
That's nice.
Your ample,
That's nice.
your
I
ample,
enjoy
your
that.
ample bosom is resting on the.
Bosom.
All right, so this is episode number 216 here on Cave Radio Broadcasting. We are broadcasting.
Oh, God.
Holy timber.
You should have seen my face. I bet that's going to be funny.
We are broadcasting live on YouTube, Cave Radio Broadcasting, on Twitter at Real Cave Radio,
All over.
on Facebook, go to Cave Radio, or on my page or Al's page or Dawn's page, and you can find us all there. Or you can go to www.crbradio.com. And we are also broadcasting on the Apple and iPhone app, Cave Radio, all one word. You can download that for free and check us out there.
For free.
All right. Dumb Shit with Dawn. We do this every single week. We give her 20 questions plus 2 bonus questions
Dun, dun,
that
dun,
a fifth grader could answer.
We need like a game show intro for this. See, these are the things. Okay, in my time off,
Yeah.
that my step back, I'm going to get back into the things
Yeah,
like
you
I
need to-
used to
yes,
do.
dude,
You know,
yes.
what I used to do.
The beginning app.
Yes, the skits,
skits.
the intros, like all that shit.
need another
like
beer.
that's the stuff that I need to get back into.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
The only rule we have is that we please let Dawn answer these questions.
And
She
that
will.
you don't fidget with shit while you're answering
Yeah.
these questions.
She will answer the question.
Put that seat back up because like the mic is covering your whole face at this point. There you go. That's better.
All right.
Better.
All right. Are you ready, Dawn?
Yes. Yes.
I wasn't able to answer or ask Mason the questions
Okay.
today, so he got a 0. Morgan got 7 wrong, but she got the 2 bonus questions,
Bonus.
so she got
Bonus.
3 wrong. All right. Are you ready? Here we go. Question number 1.
Okay.
All right.
And begin.
Who is Luke Skywalker's father?
Oh.
Oh, that's that Obi-Wan Kobe. Obi-Wan Kobe? Right? That's your guy? I do not watch this, mind you.
You're wrong.
Now you did watch
Darth
recently,
Vader.
There you
Darth
go.
Vader.
Recently, you
I
did
said it
watch-
right, too.
You
Darth.
watched, and that was the first one you watched, was Empire Strikes Back.
I did.
I'm
Yeah.
going to give you half.
I forgot, though.
You fucked up Obi-Wan Kenobi's name.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, like your
What-
dog.
Yeah, what did you call him? Obi-Wan
Kobe.
Kobe? Like he was a
Well, that was
fucking
close. I missed a
hamburger made
syllable.
out of Kobe
I missed,
meat.
I missed
He
the
was a Laker,
consonant.
dude.
But technically,
He played with Shaq, right?
if you want to get testicle about it.
Yes.
It's not Darth Vader that was actually his father.
Anakin Skywalker. Well, I put both. I put,
All right, well, whatever. Eric
Oh, I
said,
really,
way
you
to
know,
blow
I
it.
wouldn't have known that though.
Well,
I
because-
would have not have known the Annabelle Kawan. What is it?
Yeah.
Skywalker.
Yeah, Anakin Skywalker.
And
All right.
we'll go on Skywalker.
Where did Peter Pan live?
Oh.
Never Ever Land.
Neverland, but I'll give it to you. Neverland. All right.
That's the Kanye version?
Never ever.
Never, ever, ever.
Never
Land?
ever. Never ever.
Who does the cartoon character Wile E. Coyote chase?
Oh.
Roadrunner.
Wow.
Okay, good job.
Wow. Now I would imagine Morgan got that wrong because she's too young to know that.
That was one of the ones she got wrong.
Yep.
I already beat you, Morgan.
No, you got one right that she did. That's
Oh.
all. That's all that's happened so far.
Where do Yogi and Boo Boo live?
In the forest.
Yeah, which forest?
The magical forest?
No.
Okay, so it would be the deep red forest?
No.
Oh, wait, no.
Hold on. Here she comes.
Jelly Belly. Jelly Bellies?
Jelly Belly. Yes.
Yeah.
Jelly Belly.
Jelly Belly.
The buttered
forest.
popcorn version.
Jellystone Park.
Yes.
Boom.
What'd I tell you guys? She's going to fuck it up the first 3 or 4 guesses.
We see her brain working,
Yeah,
and then she
right.
gets
It does turn.
Yeah,
So
the wheels are turning.
I would
See
love-
a little bit of steam coming out from the
My
headphones.
mouth goes faster.
I would love to give you a point for that, but I just can't. Because it was
not
like the
gonna.
7th guess.
And especially
Yeah.
you really came to a conclusion on Jelly Belly. Which
Well,
makes-
I was thinking Belly Stone, and then it came out Jelly
Hey,
Belly
you know what's
Stone.
funny is on Thursday night, it looked like a fucking kung fu battle going on. Because,
dude, I'm like Miyagi over here trying to catch
right
these
now I'm
fucking
on
flies
Dawn
going
because
around.
this is the feed that's on Dawn right now. But it was out earlier, and I've been watching like people going.
So we have a little fruit fly thing going on today, and that's we're
right.
we're all just like. Whoosh.
Why does a cork float in water?
Cork,
Why does a cork float in water?
because it's buoyant.
Oh. You can't
can't-
deny that
Yeah,
answer, but
yeah.
it's not the answer he's
That's
looking
not the answer
for.
I'm looking for, but I'll give you a point for it.
That's
But can you figure out what the answer I'm looking for is? I'll give you a point for it.
Because it's buoyant. It's buoyant, so it's got air on it. In it.
I love you.
Porous.
It's because it's lighter than water.
Because it's lighter than water.
That's the reason.
dude.
That's a lot of words.
We could have
really?
went on forever, dude.
This question just makes me instantly go to that Saturday Night Live skit with Janet Jackson, where they go to Italy and they're talking about how they get the cork in the bottle.
Oh yeah.
You ever see that one?
No.
Oh, dude, you've never seen that?
Uh-uh.
So now they're all in character. Jimmy Fallon, everybody's in character as these Italian guys, and they're like, "Oh, you got to soak the cork to get it in the." And so everybody's talking about soaking cork. And Janet Jackson's like, she has that Freudian slip where she's like, "Can I cock suck or whatever?" Like instead of saying coke sork, she says. Yeah, dude, you got to watch that. It's like one of the greatest skits ever from Saturday Night Live. The chick with no, like the old grandma with no teeth, she's like, I've been soaking cork for like 40 years. It's the greatest.
What causes our skin to be different colors?
Ooh.
Melatonin.
Helps you sleep at night, though, doesn't it?
It does. Melanin.
It's the type of pigment
Pigment.
that your skin causes the different colors.
Like melatonin.
There is a melon word in there somewhere.
There
I can't
is.
remember what it is.
It's for skin. It's for skin tones.
Yeah, it's something.
But that's
No,
okay.
it's melanin. She was right.
Melanin.
With her
Melanin?
fourth- yeah, with her
Yeah.
fourth guess. She's, I'm impressed though because she's got almost everyone right.
Yeah.
Eventually.
That's what I said. All right. What instrument makes noises from stretched skins being struck? There's one of them in this building.
Okay.
Dude,
Wait.
should have waited on that one.
I need you to repeat that because I'm thinking of
What
the slide
instrument?
trombone.
You're very close. Not really.
No.
What instrument makes noises from stretched skin being struck?
Drums.
There you go.
Mike did
I was thinking pig skin, right?
Well, the word struck is pretty, nobody's striking anything in here but besides the drummer. So
Yeah.
What is the longest snake in the world?
I got a snake,
Oh, my God. One of those ones that wrap around you, right?
Yeah.
They all kind of do it,
Probably
whatever.
they do, right?
All right, no, they're the python ones. Oh, hold on.
Yep.
Think
Yep.
Gigantica. Hold on.
That might have been the title of a B movie.
Conga.
Back it up a little bit.
I didn't say that 20 times.
She's onto it.
Yeah, she's all over.
Anaconda.
There
Don't
you
want
go.
none.
Unless you got buns, hon.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Stupid. So dumb.
Who is the lead singer of Culture Club?
Come a chameleon? Oh, no, that's... Did they sing that, though?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's close. Karma
Okay, bye,
Chameleon,
Boy
but,
George.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still stuck on Kamakonda. If that wasn't in a Sir Mix-a-Lot song, she would have never got that right.
You're probably right. That's probably how I pronounced it correctly.
All right, this
Eventually.
one caught my daughter off guard, but she eventually got it.
Oh, God. Okay.
A famous Texas attraction where 100 and
Alamo.
Wow. Dude.
Oh, listen, she's buzzing early. What is this, Family Feud?
I don't know. I was just thinking
Are you gonna play or pass?
Texans.
That's the right answer. You didn't let me finish the question.
Sweet.
For 188 Americans
Can I
held
have
off
plus I have to?
4,000 Americans.
She wants
Or
1.5 for that one. Like, because you didn't finish the question, I could add another half point.
I'm almost tempted to give it to her.
But we're not.
No, I'm not sure.
Dick.
I don't even know what the fuck it means. Oh, what is
His question.
What is a biography?
Ooh.
It's a bio. It is something about yourself.
That would.
It's like an outline about yourself, right?
No.
Oh.
You're
Information.
You're in the ballpark. You're in the ballpark.
It's information. It's your story.
It is your story written by someone else.
Yes.
Okay.
An autobiography would be the story of yourself, written by
That
you.
wouldn't just be like told out loud,
you know what?
like audio.
What do you think, Al? Should we give that to her?
Fuck no.
We'll give her half. I'll give her half.
Give her any points for that.
No, you know what? I'm going to give her a full one because she got the fucking Alamo before I even fucking.
Oh, so there's your half point.
There's your half point.
Cheater.
I'm not
There's
cheating.
your half point. All right. What is the name of the dog in
Oh,
Garfield
Jesus.
comics?
Oh. It was an option for my dog
Yes,
name.
that was like
That's a tough
Oli.
one.
Olio. Oli.
Oh, you're close. You're in there. You're in
Oli,
the ballpark.
Olio.
No, it's not fake butter.
Oreo.
No, it's not a
Oreo.
cookie. You're right on it.
Obi-Wan
No,
Kenobi.
it's not Obi-Wan Kobe meat.
Oh shit!
But you're so close. Like,
Otto.
well, you're not quite as close anymore.
Oh.
But well, sort
Obo.
of.
Opie.
So
Opie.
Odie.
I had it.
Odie.
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 Why did I say Opie? I think it's Sons of Anarchy.
Oh God, Olio. I thought it was
Or
Olio for
the
a
Andy
second.
Griffith show.
How many letters are in the English alphabet?
24,
Wrong.
28,
Wrong.
26.
Yes. At least she had it down to even numbers. She knew it was an even number.
And I knew it was in the 20s.
What kind of birds are mallards?
Mallard.
Yes.
Are those big storks? No, that's a stork.
It's a big stork.
That's a big stork.
Big stork is a big stork.
Big stork.
A duck.
Ooh.
Hey,
All right.
Look at
I'm
her
gonna
go.
fight a big duck. Quackity quack quack quack.
All right. Harken back to last week.
Oh, shit.
What river separates the U.S. from Mexico?
Ooh.
I forgot
I know.
the canal.
No, that's
Panama
not a
Canal.
river.
Panama Canal.
That's South America, North America.
What?
Okay, so canal and river are the same classification of words,
But it's not the same.
but it's not.
a river.
Yeah, it's like saying
The Algonquin.
what? Jesus Christ!
I'm just
How
trying.
did you pull that one out of your ass? It's wrong.
wrong.
Where did you even get
I don't
that
know.
answer from?
I'm thinking of rivers. I'm like famous rivers,
Like,
and
how
that
did
just popped up.
Algonquin came up.
yeah, like how do you know that?
Is that a real river?
Mississippi.
Is that a? Oh, is it the Mississippi?
No, it's the Rio
Oh.
Grande.
Oh,
The Rio
Janeiro.
Grande.
What? Rio Janeiro, right? Isn't that a city? Dude, see, I
Rio
won't
de-
stop talking. Oh my
You know the Rio de Janeiro?
God. Dude, shut up.
Algonquin. Dude, that's just.
Is that a real river?
No,
you
I
floored
bet
me
you-
with that answer, really. But
I
I
did?
mean, as wrong as it is.
Why you're
Just
down
that-
there?
that
Whose
you had
house
that in
is
there.
over the river and through
Through
the woods?
to Grammy's house we go.
Whose?
To whose?
Grandmeters. Grandmothers. Oh my God. I don't even know what I said at first because I know it
I
wasn't
didn't either.
either one of those.
Grand mirrors?
Grandmers.
What are our bodies made of that help us grow and get bigger?
Bones.
No.
No. Muscles. Organs.
I thought you'd get this.
Yeah, you work in a doctor's, right?
I do. For a long time.
The answer is cells. Cells help us grow.
What
True.
doctor's office do you work at?
That is true.
I know.
Everything is a cell.
Do not go to the
All right,
doctor's office.
Don't go to mine. Not on Sunday nights.
Right.
Where is the Liberty Bell located?
Ooh.
The Liberty Bell. In America,
Okay. A little
Yeah,
tighter.
but come on.
Massachusetts.
Wow, she said it right.
Did I?
No, but it's
Oh.
wrong. Another historical city.
No. Well, obviously I know all of this geographical.
It's not Algonquia, just
All right.
so you know ahead of time.
Geographical, right?
Geographical.
Yeah.
All right, it's where the Declaration of Independence was signed.
Virginia.
Philadelphia.
Oh.
Philadelphia. All right. What is a when an artist paints a picture on a wall? What is it called?
Oh, I gotta hear this.
It is graffiti.
Not quite.
All right, so I'll give it to you, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm going to
not
give
what
it
he's
to you,
looking
but
for.
I'm not looking for when he paints a painting. On
A
wall.
Saying he's
painting.
paid to paint a painting on the
Merle.
What?
A mural.
Merle
A
Haggard? Merle Haggard?
mural.
Merle
A
Haggard?
mural.
A Muriel?
Mural.
Mural.
Muriel. Hemingway?
What?
Muriel Hemingway.
A mural? Say it again.
You say it.
Mural.
Mural. Like, why can't I say this? Mural.
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 Not mayoral.
Dude, no.
Mural.
Mural.
I'm going to give it to you though because
I
graffiti
do.
is not wrong.
Mural. Yeah.
All right, what do rings on a tree tell you? What do rings on a tree tell you?
How old it is.
Yes.
Wow, look at that. Do you see that shit come to
You
us?
see the panic in her face when you first asked that? She was
I
like,
had to think. Well, I don't even. Yeah.
Who got married there?
No, I was thinking.
I'm pretty sure.
How
that's
many
it.
times it rained?
All right. All right, that was the last question of the first round.
Oh, was it?
You got 11 right. So that means you got
Ooh.
9 wrong.
55% so
But
far.
there's 2 bonus questions.
Two
so
bonus
you can
questions.
actually
I like bonus
only
questions.
have 5 wrong.
Potentially.
Potentially. All right.
Potential 75%.
So it takes
here.
away if I lose.
No, it doesn't take away. Just
Oh.
It adds if you get it right.
What makes the skeleton move? What makes our...
Muscles.
Wow.
Muscles.
All right, so you got
My
mine
muscular.
plus 2. All right. In what part of the world are Japan, Korea, and China?
That's on the other side of the world. In the middle, the longitude, the equator part. No, Asians.
Oh, why you talking like that?
The Asian part.
Why you say
I can't give you that right because
No.
you said the equator.
Well, it's on the other
But,
side
so
and it's
I
in the
would have
middle, right?
accepted 3 answers
The Asians.
Asia.
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 Why you talk right, guy?
The Far East or the Orient are the three.
Like the Express.
Yes, like the Express, Tom.
Exactly.
All right, so you got 7 wrong. So you got initially what Morgan got wrong, but she's a 11th or 10th grader, so
yeah.
So you got 7
And I'm
wrong.
43.
Not bad. Not bad. You got 13 right. That's about what you've been averaging
Okay.
the last few months. So thank you guys all for participating and
Say
suffering.
farewell,
through.
Dawn.
Say
I
bye to-
loved it.
Say bye to your
Fairly
fans.
well.
All right, we're going to take a real quick break, and I mean like 3 minutes, 17 seconds. We got a band called Faster Taxi, good friends of ours that have been here on Big and Bigger a couple times. That's what we're going to be doing for the next 8 weeks is we're just going to be playing songs of bands that have came on here and that we've had the pleasure of meeting and hanging out with and getting to know a little bit better. So here's a little bit of Faster Taxi for you guys. We'll be back in 3 minutes, 17 seconds. We're going to talk to Crimson Eyed Orchestra just a little bit more, and then they're going to play us out. So stay tuned. Big and Bigger, episode number 216.
Awesome. That's tough.
That's funny. You are fucking hilarious.
Stupid.
Welcome back, everybody, to Big and Bigger here on Cave Radio Broadcasting. Thank you all for listening to Dumb Shit with Dawn. Dawn got 9 wrong, but she got one of the bonus questions right, so she actually only got 7 wrong. A little step down from last week where you got 14.
So she got 13 right. 5 apiece.
That's better. I couldn't even hit 50% for a long time there.
Yep. 65%.
Seriously.
Well, you did good tonight.
It was better
Thank
when
you.
it was only like 45%.
To you.
Yeah, to the listening audience.
You know what? Hey, let's
Listen.
do a poll. Let's do a poll on the page.
It's getting better. So we used to
Was
get
it better
shit
when
from
she
her
was
friends.
dumber?
We used to get shit from her friends. They're like, you're making fun of her. We were like, come in to the studio. And they would come in and they were like, what the fuck, Dawn? How do you not? You know, it was like, they took our side.
My
We were
mouth
like,
keeps
yeah.
going. It just doesn't stop.
We only do it because Dawn loves to do it.
Exactly.
Of course.
And if
It's
she
very
was-
entertaining.
Yes,
It
exactly.
really is.
I like to be center of attention.
It's fun.
Even if it's because you don't know shit about trivia. I mean, it's whatever.
Whatever. It works.
So Dawn missed a couple weeks ago. It was probably about a month ago or so. And maybe even longer than that. But I was like, fuck, man, I already got, 20 questions, run first. So I did, Al's Finnish. He's Finland. He's from Finland.
Yes.
Well, his name is. And so I'm like, we're going to do, remember Stump the Schwab? Used to be a ESPN show where they would ask this guy questions, and he'd go against 2 or 3 other guys, and this guy was like a fucking savant of sports.
Yeah.
So I did Stump the Finn, and I gave him, and I think you did fairly well.
Yeah, I don't remember what the score
he
was, but I had you lined
he
up.
was
for
going to do the same thing
dumb
to me,
shit
and
with
I'm
Eric.
like, there's no, you better bring that shit, dude, because I'm like fucking Rain Man when it comes to trivia. Like I don't know what it is. I got like so much useless knowledge in my fucking brain that I can barely carry a day job, And I own a plumbing company.
My brother's like that. He's unbelievable at trivia.
I used to go on Jeopardy, like the Jeopardy things, and people are like, dude, how the fuck are you on Jeopardy? The Stump the Schwab show, they're like, you got to go on there. I'm like, there's no way I could go on against that guy. That guy's, yeah, dude, this is fucking hilarious. This is going to look badass when we're fucking on video doing all this shit. It's like uncommonly crazy.
It's only one little guy floating around
No,
right now.
trust me,
There's a
because
bunch
I've
of
gotten 2 of them so far.
Oh.
So.
All right. Crimson Night Orchestra is in here hanging out with us.
We need a sound effect for every time. Like,
we got about a half hour left with these guys. They're going to answer some questions now, and then they're going to play a couple tunes for us later. So what I like to kind of break the ice, and I think you were here when I broke the ice last time, Jess. So what I like to kind of just throw this question at you, and then you guys kind of know what we're going for here. So my question to you guys, and I'm going to start with Tom to my right.
Get serious right
is
now.
If you could bang any cartoon character, which cartoon character would you bang?
Does comic books count?
Whatever.
Sure. Okay. Gosh. She-Hulk?
Whoa!
She
I didn't.
fuck
What is?
you up, dude. That's definitely the first time that's been said.
Does she like turn green and shit, just like the Hulk does?
Yeah, but she keeps her brain, so she's smart too.
Jesus.
I think she's a lawyer.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Jess, what about you?
I think it'd break your
Oh,
dick off.
gosh.
If you could bang any cartoon character, which cartoon character would you bang?
I don't know. Maybe Superman or Batman. I kind of like the mask thing, so
Well, I
maybe
think
Batman.
there's a big difference between the two because Superman is actually super. He's got superpowers.
But he has a
Batman
super
just has a lot of money
Yeah.
with a lot
Winker.
of toys.
I'm gonna go with Superman.
I don't know. Both of them.
What do you think?
Hey, Don's like both of them.
Probably everybody says this, but I think it has to be Jessica Rabbit.
Okay, so that is the by far number 1
It
answer.
has to be.
Number
She was
2.
very sexy.
Guess what number 2 is?
Seriously.
If you could guess.
Thelma from Scooby Doo.
That's
Catwoman?
number
That's 3.
3.
Is
That's
it
number
really?
3.
What about one of the Thundercat girls? Like,
No,
like
There was
Kitara.
only one.
Kitara?
Yeah, Tiara. or
Chitara.
something.
Tila.
Tila.
That's right.
Thanks.
Tila.
pretty sexy.
Tila was like a He-Man,
From
He-Man,
character,
yeah.
wasn't it? Actually, the number 2
Evil
answer,
Lynn?
believe it or not, is Bugs Bunny in drag.
Wow.
What?
I don't know why.
Weird.
It's
Lot
the
of
fluffy
latent
tail,
issues,
maybe.
Latent issues.
Yeah.
That's what
And it's
it
not
is.
even Babs Bunny, who
Okay.
is
Yeah,
grown
Bugs
up
Bunny's
in the
girlfriend or
yeah,
whatever,
his
yeah.
girlfriend. It's Bugs Bunny in drag.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool. Anything.
He
That's
said
cool.
Jessica Rabbit, didn't he?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it immediately when you asked him. I'm like, it has to be Jessica Rabbit.
Right. All right. This one is for all 3 of you guys also. This one makes you think a little bit. Past or present, you get to pick 2 bands that you want to have a concert with. This can be past or present. Did I not change it?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on a second.
Past or present,
Testicle
dead
issues.
or alive. Yeah, it's on there.
Okay.
Your things just
Now it just came up.
Yeah, you weren't updated.
Past or present, dead or alive, 2 bands that you want to play with, either open up with or whatever, and you get to pick the venue that this happens at. We're going to stop with Rob. Or start with Rob.
I'd go with Jimi Hendrix Experience and the Doors, and it would be at the Hollywood Bowl.
I'm going to say Black Sabbath and Humble Pie at the Fox Theater.
Ooh.
Okay. Tom?
I would probably definitely Sabbath.
Like Sabbath, Dio, or Ozzy?
Classic Ozzy, Masters of Reality
Same.
era.
All right.
I wouldn't even need a second band.
We get one for free.
Yeah,
So.
you get one
there's so many
What
other
about
choices.
Reverend Horton Heat, Tommy?
Ooh.
That would be an interesting show.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's your show, man.
We'd have to have a lot of other bands to make it a crazy festival.
It's complicated with Tommy.
2 stages.
And where would this happen at?
That could happen. I think it'd have to be one of those stupid huge arenas and like.
But where would you want it to happen?
Wembley
It doesn't
or
really
something?
matter.
Like one of those crazy
Red Rocks.
soccer arenas that hold like 100,000
Like
people.
Wembley or-
yeah, something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This one is kind of off the wall question, even worse than the cartoon character.
Would you
Great.
fuck me?
Yeah.
I'd fuck me.
Would you rather? Would you? Would you rather fight 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? We're gonna go with Robert first.
I would think I would fight the horse-sized duck because small creatures biting me freaks me out.
Okay.
You know,
I can
I
understand
think I'd
that.
have a better chance jumping on the duck.
What about 1 horse-sized mosquito?
Right.
It changes everything.
It does change
That
a
fucking
few things.
pointy fucking beak they got.
I'm
Jess?
going with the 100 horses.
Duck-sized horses.
Yeah, and I'm just going to kick the shit out of all of them. Just roundhouse the shit out of all of them. I mean,
Okay.
So, Jess, have you played soccer ever in your life?
I did.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
I
give
mean, just
you-
in school, though.
I'm going to give you 100 penalty kicks, and tell me at what point your leg falls off.
Probably like the 5th one.
Okay, so 95 horses are
gonna
just
stomp you to
nipping
death.
Well,
at your
then
flesh.
I'm going to
as-
punch a horse in the face.
Yeah.
I'm fighting
Then I'm
these little
going to
things.
jump on a car and I'm going to jump down and fucking.
Right.
I would do the 100 also. Tom, what about you?
Ducks are assholes, but I don't think I could handle 100 creatures attacking me.
Right.
I'd get tired and need a break. So I'd take my chances with
the
the big old duck.
Yeah.
All right.
Just go hard.
They're making a movie about the band Crimson Eyed Orchestra. It's coming out in 2 years, but we need to pick the cast that's playing it. So, Tom, who is going to play Jess in the movie?
Oh, no.
I'm really
Oh,
bad
no.
at movie people, actors. Jesus. No, not Jesus.
All right, how about this? No, you know what? Keep it. I want to hear what you got. You look like you're
You can see his face right now.
I think we can. You look like you're Chinese and have to poop right now.
He is and he does.
Chinese poop.
I have no idea who we'd have.
All right,
to
so
Who's
get.
the chick from Parks and Rec?
Amy
uh,
Poehler.
Amy Poehler?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Okay.
Weird.
All right, so let's do this. Since you've known him for 30 years, who would play Robert?
Have to be a giant of some type, of course.
Very handsome. He has to be handsome.
Very handsome.
A
giant.
very handsome giant.
That's going to look funny on the video. Just saying, I'm like,
All right, this is a radio show.
Yeah.
You got dead air.
Dead air's bad, yeah. No, I'm bad at
You're bad at
actors.
this.
I'm bad at actors.
I'd say the dude that played the the vampire in True Blood, the blonde hair dude.
Oh yeah, Eric.
What
would
John
way more ripped
Stein
than
or whatever.
His brother
was
is
like
play,
really
his brother is the It. He plays It.
Oh yeah,
Skarsgård.
Eric
yep.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking.
I want to go Eric Stoltz.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it back a few decades.
Hey.
The Pulp Fiction Eric Stoltz, though,
Yeah.
was freaking out about the heroin thing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Rob, who'd play Jess?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I was thinking the gal who played Harley Quinn.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
Margot Robbie.
Yes,
Margot Robbie.
yes.
I can't
was
think of
thinking
them on
she
my
would be a
own,
good
but
Jess,
I
'cause
can come up with.
you're both small, blonde hair. I think she could do it.
Jess, who'd play Tom?
Who would play Tommy? I'm gonna say Seth Rogen.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I was
not a
going
bad
Philip
choice.
Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah,
It's not a bad choice either.
I could see that.
A couple of brainiacs. Tommy is a brainy dude.
Okay.
I don't know. Have you seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't watch Margot Robbie the same way after seeing that movie.
Why not?
Well, because you see more of her
Yeah,
in
she's
that movie.
Yeah. That's
I
a
mean,
great
I
movie.
appreciate her more.
That's a
Don't
great
get me
movie,
wrong. I appreciate it.
The scene with the Lamborghini when he's all wasted.
Oh my god!
Oh my
I can't
God.
watch that and not fall down. That was so funny.
Right.
It is pretty funny.
Like somebody sacrificed a Lamborghini for that scene, and that's the
Right.
part that pisses me off the most.
Oh man, it was
Like
so
somebody
sad.
took my yearly income, doubled it, and then ran it into a fucking curb.
Into a lot of more stuff though.
Yeah.
All right.
Tripled it, really.
Tom, who's your favorite cop duo? Movie or TV? Or movie
Cop
or TV?
duo?
Yeah, cop duo.
Like movie or TV?
Correct.
I know that's probably right. I don't think
There's no
I
right or
have
wrong
one.
answer for the record. There's no right or wrong answer.
I am.
I think it's Cagney and Lacey, isn't it?
It is
Yeah.
not.
Like the feathered hair.
It's definitely not. I'm sure I've watched a cop show or
All
a
right,
cop
think about that for a
movie.
minute.
Okay.
We're coming
That
back to you in
marinate
like
with you?
a minute and a half. Rob.
So I would go Starsky and Hutch, but I'm really feeling Hunter. You remember Hunter?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Hunter,
and
you know
then
he
I
was a
can't-
fucking
was it
stalker.
Denise or something?
Yeah,
was his
you know
girl?
he was literally a legit. Fred Dreyer got in trouble because he actively stalked his co-host.
I did not know that. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go with Starsky and Hutch. Then.
Now, are you talking like the '70s version? or are you talking about Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson?
No, the originals.
The originals.
Yeah,
There was no remake.
Yeah, what were the names? David.
Best
Yes,
and
the dark hair guy.
I can't remember the other guy's name.
Was it David Best?
David Best was the
I
blonde.
think so. Yeah. At least that's what.
He was in. Remember that movie, Salem's Lot?
Salem's
Oh my
Lot.
God!
Oh,
that
by the way,
scared
they're
me.
freaked
redoing
me
it.
out as a
Freaking
fucking
movie.
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
They're redoing
Totally.
it.
Yep.
Hold on, I'm typing.
I knew you guys would know that, being that you worship the devil and stuff.
Yeah. we really just casually worship the devil.
Right.
But,
He just shows up. At
It's
some
more
our
of,
parties.
of,
It's
of
not
a
really-
mutual respect, not actual worship.
Right. Like, he's cool.
I think
we
the
love
best
him.
acquaintances.
The best part of Starsky and Hutch in the second version with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
And they asked that
I'll
he
give
had
that.
like an 84 like Impala. And they're like,
Cadillac.
how do you got an 84? It's only 83. And he's like, I know motherfuckers who rob motherfuckers.
It was a Cadillac.
Yeah. So the dudes that played in the show, David Soul,
That's
Soul
right. There you
and
go.
Paul Michael Glasser was
Glazer,
the other.
yeah.
dude.
Oh, yeah,
Glazer
sure.
was the other one.
Yep.
All right. So who's your favorite cop duo?
I'm gonna go with what's the X Files duo?
Oh, it's
Scully.
Scully and
Yeah.
Mulder.
Scully and
That
Mulder.
is a
That's a
good
good one.
one.
Dude,
Only
have you
because-
seen? There's a Netflix series that's out called Sex Ed,
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched
and
it.
it's got one season out. And
On Netflix, isn't it?
yes, and what's her name?
Gillian.
Gillian Anderson.
Yeah.
Is in it, and I didn't even recognize her for like 3 episodes in. I was like, and she's kind of hot in it, and I was like, oh my god, I need to touch myself to Scully here. And she's crazy.
Scully.
But it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious.
Did you find
She's
one,
like
Tom?
a sex therapist in that.
As a kid, it could possibly have been Kit and Michael Knight.
Oh, nice.
I think that counts. They're
does.
more
Yeah, it
spies or
Totally
something.
counts.
No, that's cool.
That's
That's
a great answer.
That's a great
That is
answer.
a good
Yes.
answer.
So
Michael.
a couple weeks ago, it's been about a month ago. I shaved everything off except my mustache.
Dude, that was so creepy.
For
was
the
kinda
Magnum
creepy.
PI party that they throw at the Whiskey in a Jar every year.
You know what? Honestly, not to interrupt you, but it didn't even faze me that you're back to your normal self.
My ruggedly handsome.
Yeah,
ruggedly
you
handsome
just
self, yeah.
crawled out of the forest
I did, yeah.
self. Like
I did. Yeah. So
the mustache was horrible. by the
Yeah,
way.
it was awesome.
It was really bad.
Don't ever do that.
It was really scary. You look really creepy.
I hadn't shaved this part of my
Yes.
fucking face in 17 years.
Is it not the most like
uncomfortable?
Yes,
feeling
like
ever?
every time, like
Feel
when I would
naked?
go to trim my beard, and you'd be like, "Oh, you're clean cut today." I was like, I didn't want to leave the house.
Right.
Like,
So, like, I do this a lot, or whatever. It's the beard, and I was like, "What the fuck?" It was just weird.
you sent me that picture. Literally, I was like,
You pull it up for
and
these
it
guys.
didn't even dawn on me that you did it for the Magnum party. I was just
Me
like,
neither.
I was like, why the fuck would you do that?
I was like creepy.
He had
You
no
should
hat
have a
on,
band.
no shirt on. He's like from the shoulders up, and just this fucking
was
stalker-looking mustache.
I looked like a fucking pedophile.
The caterpillar.
all day long.
Oh my god, it
It
was
was bad.
horribly
I
awesome.
walked in here and seen it in person and was like, why? What are you doing?
Who is
Oh, there it is, right there.
Oh, God.
yes.
Did you get it? Is it up?
Hold on, it'll be,
Don't
it'll
ever do that
be, it
again.
will be in a
Put it on the
second.
screen,
Hold
please.
on,
Put it on the screen.
Oh, my
gotta
God.
see
Make
this.
it big.
What? That's 1980s right there.
I know.
It's got a plumber look.
Is
to
that
it.
not one of your greatest cop duos, guys, of all time?
Holy
it's like,
smokes.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
It
so-
looks like you ate Magnum.
So
I
I didn't
there's
think I was gonna,
dots on the outside of his mustache.
I know.
They're like circles.
right there. So I didn't think I was going to be able to make it to the Magnum PI party because I had my kids.
Would that not be the worst thing ever? You did all that and not be able to go?
Well, I didn't think I was going to be able to go, so I wanted to surprise because the guys were coming in.
Oh, God.
What is that? Was that the picture I sent you?
This is a fucking
Let
picture
me
that I got.
Let me see.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And he's like, I couldn't even find a tiger hat to fit my fat head. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? What is going on? And then, like, 2 days later, it dawned on me, oh, the Magnum party.
Exactly. So, like I said, I didn't think I was
From
going
a
to.
distance, it looks like
I look like Sergeant Slaughter, don't I?
A little bit, yeah.
That's funny.
I'm Sergeant Slaughter all day
Yeah, that
long.
I was just like, I can't even masturbate tonight. This has ruined my whole evening.
So, anyway.
Put a shirt on, goddammit.
All right.
Very
At least he
interesting
wasn't
look for you.
masturbating.
Jess doesn't realize she left early the last time she
I
was in,
know.
so she didn't get the full aspect of the show.
I shady bounced. I just
Yeah.
left.
All right. One last question before I'm going to ask you guys
Trying
this
to help
question,
you.
and then I'm going
not,
to I'm going to advertise the next couple of weeks we got coming up here on Big and Bigger.
I just
So-
can't stop thinking your mustache.
And this is what I got. So I walk in next door, man. I'm like Norm next door. I walk in, they're like, Eric, what's going on? So I walk in.
Nobody says
No one said nothing. But I start talking, and they're like, I know that voice.
They're like, look at this fucking
Holy
guy.
fuck, what happened to you? You know, and I'm
They
like,
didn't even recognize you at first. Like they thought this
And
one
it's like the
big
longest
man
3
came in.
weeks after
Oh, it
that
was.
for this to fill in.
yeah, because what I was probably like 2.5,
Yeah.
3 weeks before it all got, like, it was probably a week and a half
It's all
where I
patchy.
shaved everything.
Right.
And then to get to this is 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
And it's like, so I get to a point where, because you know me, I have no chin, so I always grow chin hair.
Extra, yeah.
And then as the beard starts to grow, I try to shape it. And it never fucking fails. I fuck up
Contouring.
this side, so I got to go a little further on this side. Next thing you know, I got just a tiny little bit of hair left. You see all the neck underneath. And
that
I'm
was the worst part. It's like I'm shaving. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe how fat I am.
like, right.
Don't you guys have clippers for that actually help? Or
It's-
are you just freehanding?
Yes, no, but it's not as easy as you think.
I would imagine.
So Joe Mikowski and I have been talking about. Joe Mikowski's the drummer for the Gypsies, and he came to me a while ago and he goes, dude, because he does those videos.
Yeah.
He wants to do a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde
Uh-huh.
video with him and I. So we've been talking with the dudes.
It'd be
that-
more like twins, DeVito and Schwarzenegger.
that would be a good one too.
Yeah.
Did you see the new twins though that they want to do?
No.
Peter Dinklage and fucking Jason Momoa.
Oh Jesus!
Oh wow, that's going to be the new Twins movie.
Would be
They're
awesome.
really gonna
actually.
do it?
Jason Momoa is pushing it big time, and I've heard in different nerd casts that I'm in that it's on the fast track.
Wow.
But Joe wants to do a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but he's got the guys that did the video for them guys, the Freaks and Non-Believers, in on it, and we're trying to figure out how to transform him to me. Like maybe get like Nate Hamblin to come in as the next version of Joe.
Yes.
And then, but how we can lose the hair? That's the biggest
Yeah,
problem.
you got to grow your shit out. Like I'm in last year I did the same thing. Like right around Labor Day, I had just the scuffle. I'm letting it all grow out.
Well, and that's
again.
what I'm doing. So I'm
He can be the last one, and then it turns into you.
I think it's going to go to where I'm going to grow a beard out that's going to be nice and long. But I'm going to start going to Cardinal Barber because they do the barber.
You need to get a hold of Jack Hunger and figure out what Miracle Grow bullshit
Right.
he's putting on his face because
and
literally
his hair.
Yeah.
we saw him one day he had 4 inches of beard.
Yeah.
Within a month he had like 8 inches of
He's
beard.
like
I'm like,
Wolf.
how
He's
are
like
you
Wolf.
doing this?
He's like Wolf.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking long-haired motherfuckers. I can't grow hair.
That's why I'm
ever.
that's why I'm taking a step back just to grow the beard out. That's really what it is.
All right, so real quick, think about this for about 3 minutes.
Or 4.
3 people, dead or alive, that you'd want to have drinks with. You could be smoking a doobie, whatever you want to do.
Coffee.
3 people, dead or alive, you want to have drinks with.
Roller skating.
Hand
Anything.
job.
Hand jobs. That's a little much. All right, so
What?
Huh?
for
What?
you, Don, for you not.
I was like,
All
well,
right,
I got 2 hands.
All right, so over the next couple of weeks, we got a bunch of sweet bands coming in. Of course, Crimson Night Orchestra is here tonight. Standing Sun's coming in next week. Age of Hysteria from Monroe's coming in on the 29th. Casting Shadows, our good buddies from Port Huron, are coming in to talk about their album release party, and they're opening up for Tantric.
Did you you were not to interrupt, but you
you're
were
good.
at Hamtramck.
Yep.
Did you stick around for 6 Mile or 75
So they were on
days?
Saturday. I missed them. Or they were on Sunday. I missed them.
Gotcha.
Chrissy Morgan and Rick Pineda are coming in on the 13th. It's a great combo.
Yeah.
October 20th. Well, I gave him a choice. He picked Chrissy Morgan because Chrissy's interviewed him at the DMAs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep. So
She did us too. Did you ever find that video?
no, never did.
Huh.
They probably didn't air that shit.
I wouldn't.
I have me neither. No Sin of Eden's coming in October
These two
20th.
fat guys.
20th, October 27th, Secondhand Mojo. November 3rd, Creature of One. November 10th, Space Skull. I can't
Secondhand
wait.
Mojo, was that did TJ Diaz get with you on that? Those guys?
I think that might be who it is.
Is that who it was? Okay.
Yeah, all I know is I've gotten like 5 messages for people that want to come in and hang out.
So I met when Dan and I went on Tune In Tuesdays down at the Russell with VJ Stroke and Fold or whatever.
Yep.
She was down there, and I think that's the band that she was kind of like managing or whatever or something, and I don't know what it was. But anyways, so she came last year to the anniversary party at the Crowfoot.
Okay.
And I want to say that she's with them guys, like she manages or books or something.
I've heard nothing but good shit about them. They got a hold of me, and then everyone I've talked to that said that I heard they're Secondhand Mojo's
They're not a cover band, though, right? I
No.
thought they were a cover band.
Ish. They do both. They
Oh,
do have
okay.
some originals.
Okay.
They're like Dead by Design.
Right.
They do covers and originals.
Right. Which I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed that we couldn't get that in for.
You don't even want to talk about it. Space Skull on November 10th. November 17th, Edison Howell, formerly Red Baron. And then on December 1st, we got our good buddy Spiral Crush coming in to close us out. But Al just told me November 24th, we're going to look and see if we can get a band.
Yeah.
One of our favorite bands.
The literally first band that I've ever.
Yeah, it was on your show.
My old show.
Big Al's Bad Advice.
First-
He used to give bad sex advice.
Yes. Well, anything, really. Sex, relationships, or whatever for that matter, will give you our bad advice. That was the theme. It was 2 years of what can you put in somebody's butt. Really, what it boiled down to is buddies
And it turns out there's a
phoning
lot
in
of shit.
questions and But it was the first. So my first show with Cave Radio was on Hot and Easy, which became the show.
Yeah. It was me and my girlfriend. She was Hot Lisa. I was Big Easy.
And we were actually still
In
in
my basement.
the basement at the time.
Yep.
And Dead by Design was the guest, and so I didn't know anybody. I was just coming in thinking I'm like gonna come in as like the comedic. Those guys were fucking hilarious.
Yeah, these guys are great.
And they were awesome. And they rock. I don't know if you've ever...
I'm not familiar with them.
They're a metal band, but they're not like screamo, you know. And
Jay's got an amazing voice.
They're straight up fucking rock. Just I'm a rocker guy,
Sure,
you know what I
sure.
mean? So instantly fell in love with those guys and big fans ever since. And so when I started my show, because I went on that show and was like, after we got done, I was like, okay, I need to do this. I need a show. I used to do stand-up. I need some kind of outlet like this. And started my show. The first musical guest, really the only musical guest I think that I ever had on my show, were the Kung Fu Lovers.
Okay.
And it was Sal and Aaron. They came in acoustic. And acoustically, I still, you know, there's some bands where you love their acoustic stuff and some bands where you love the full band or whatever. Those two acoustic are hands down one of the best duos in Detroit.
They're funny. They're engaging. They know each other, so they're kind of like him and I.
It's half campy.
If we could play music, we'd be fucking millionaires.
It's half campy, half political. It's that band should be doing so much more than what they are.
We're gonna try getting them on.
But I can't wait. Instantly, they were like my favorite. Like those guys are awesome. They dress in full geese in band.
Sure. The
band mode. Kung Fu
They got in
Lovers.
trouble.
Full geese. They got in trouble at.
They got in trouble at Arts
Hatchbacks.
or Hatchbacks because they were playing, and it was also the Ann Arbor whatever is going on, the street fair, and there was like the Asian Alliance against fucking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they
so
got
roll
a song,
by and
they
saw
got a
them
song
and
called
was all
"Naked
pissed
Girls
off.
and
Yes.
Chinese Food."
Yes.
And they got in like big trouble.
Oh wow.
They're a lot of fun.
Those guys are very entertaining.
Yeah, they are.
Their shtick is phenomenal.
Sure.
And but like I said, together the two, just Sal and Aaron, do a lot. You know, aside from the band, and I had so much fun that night. Like they do a song, "Don't Be Afraid of Detroit," where one of the lines is, "We put the mayor in jail." You know, like people go crazy. Great fucking band. And
Speaking of which, we're going to play one. Go Rock and Roll, which is one of my favorites from them. And then we got a little Downtown Brown. We're going to be back in 7 minutes with Crimson Tide Orchestra closing us out. But real quick, before we go, I know y'all are going, you got no shows coming up on the books.
What are you
except
doing?
for this
You're not
show.
even doing anything.
I'm gonna wait
But
for a ride.
you guys are getting ready to head to Nashville. When do you think we can hear some new music from you guys? And when do you think you guys are going to be out and playing on the road to where we can check it out?
I'm hoping that we'll have something ready for everybody this year still. So we'll get back mid-October, and then we need to master the stuff. And depending on what we get done, we do all of our mastering at Abbey Road, which we've got a relationship with a very talented guy over there. So it doesn't take too long, and I would think by maybe mid-November something will be out there.
What if someone wanted to buy a physical copy of your EPs or
So we
a
don't
T-shirt
have
or
any
something like that?
physicals right now. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I've actually gone out to, I guess it's, I don't even know if it, Weebly or whatever, and set up a page that they can buy, you know, things like the stickers, and, and we're getting some new T-shirts printed up. So ultimately, we'll link all that to our website.
Right.
So haven't just set.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, haven't really put it out there yet, but it's coming.
Well, the merch is where it's at. I mean, we hear from a lot of bands that, you know, they make
That's
more
how you
off
guys
the
pay
merch
for
table
gas.
than
That's
they
how you
do
pay for breakfast.
playing, you know.
Sure.
Pretty much.
It's true.
Sweet.
Support local music. Buy their T-shirts. Buy their EPs.
It's our
buy their
biggest.
CDs.
When Al and I first started this show, that's what we wanted to do. That was our end-all, be-all goal. Support local music. Bring bands that haven't been heard on the radio into our station to be heard on the radio, and to get to know you guys, because that's the best thing. When we're out at festivals, when we're out at shows, and we see you around, even if you're just seeing another band or you're playing or whatever, we always make it a point to come up to you guys, say hi, give you a hug. You know, how
Jess
you doing?
knows. Jess and I met, like, I don't even remember where it was at, but it was like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years.
I don't remember where it was at.
But we had
either.
like maybe a
Al goes
3-minute
a lot to
drunk
gay bars.
conversation. We were probably both drunk.
Probably.
And I was like,
Sounds
"Hey,
about
you're
right.
Jess," and you're like, "You're the guy from K Radio," and I was like, "Yeah, we should."
Was it at the DMAs? No.
Maybe?
Al goes to
No.
lots of gay bars. It could have been there.
It was probably at Gigi's. Yes.
Yeah, it might have been. I was working that night. I was performing. Yeah, I was the bearded man. But no, I mean,
back
like, we
for
met.
extra money.
It was a while back.
I don't
Not
remember
on
where it was,
stage.
but yeah, I do remember meeting, and I remember being wasted, but you know.
Yeah, so we were Facebook friends. It's so funny how Facebook works
Right.
because
You recognize people.
you become friends with people you don't know.
Yep.
and then every once in a while you see them out somewhere.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what happened with you and I.
I got
It was
like 4,000 friends, and probably
Yes.
70% of them are from this business.
Sure.
And I'll be out, and I'll be like, "Oh my God, Big Easy!" And I'm like, "Hey."
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
I'm hoping
the other,
I got someone with me.
That's
so
the
they
other
introduce
part
themselves.
about it.
Last night, Tony introduced himself to 5 people. I was like, "What's up?
Yeah,
How you doing?"
yeah.
I have no
because
fucking
that's
clue who
that's
you are.
the Arts Beats and Eats 3 years ago for me, where I had a 45-minute conversation with a guy that to this day I still have no idea who it was.
He was in here somewhere.
Yeah, well, we have. I mean, we do.
200,
We miss
170 bands.
Yeah, we miss a couple shows a year for holidays or whatever. So
Sure.
you figure 50 shows a year, maybe 5 or 6 of them are repeat bands that we've had in before. So like we're 40-some bands that are new, average 4 to 5 people per band. And so that's a lot of people throughout the year. And I sat with this guy for 40 minutes. And he told me about getting married and all this stuff.
wow.
And to this day, no clue who he was. But I recognize Jess. We were out. I
don't remember either.
I cannot remember for the life of me. But we had maybe a 10-minute conversation. I was like, "You need to come in." You were like, "I would love to come in." And we were like, "Yeah." And So,
All right, take a break. Be back in like 6 minutes
6
with
minutes,
Crimson
Dougie
Eye
Fresh,
Orchestra. They're going to
you
play us out. Later on tonight, you can catch Cruising with the Barrio at 10 p.m. I don't know if they're going to be live or not, but they'll be here.
As far as I know.
Peace.
Hey.
Ask him their 3-person question.
Oh, yeah. You come back.
Some girls I can't take 'cause they just live too far. I'm a broke musician, I drive a shitty car. Yeah, I'm still in a band trying to be a rock star. Mama don't let that boy pick up that guitar. I saw Kiss live, COVID 1978. They rock and rolled all night, now we party every day. AC/DC shook me all night long, and I love my virginity to that Joan Jett song.
And I was like, who's not watching Grandmother?
Since I heard that sound, I was obsessed. I was seduced by sexy Dillas.
Yeah,
Give it so, the story of my life and my last confession.
Longer than but yeah, so you have to come in.
Rock and roll. I can't let it go. Fire's on now. Rock and roll. It's on now. Rock and roll. Story of my life. Yeah.
I can't believe she left the kids at home today. She knew I wanted to go to the range. Hey, get out of the fridge! These kids are going to drive me nuts today. I gotta get them out of the house.
You ever been in this situation? Hey y'all, Earl Fistworthy back again with Earl's Guns and Gyno. We've recently had to cease and desist our gyno department due to a federal ruling, so we've been doing a little remodeling. And since we're always trying to cater to the needs of our customers, we sat down to brainstorm and came up with a whole new concept for our store.
That sounds great, but I can't do anything with these kids running around.
Hey, we're all familiar with your dilemma. That's why we put a pig pen in the back 40 and bam! Earl's Guns and Daycare.
No way.
Yes, Wade. We've got a 20 by 30 electrified fence to keep your little ones contained and in order. And if by some strange chance one of them little bastards gets loose, we got a state-of-the-art security system consisting of a brand new high-powered pump-action scoped-out pellet rifle and 3-time podunk rifle champion Cousin Virgil up in the tower who can wing any little rugrat that happens to break free.
Wow, that sounds pretty sophisticated. But what if it rains?
Hey, we've got you covered there, too. We purchased 6 4x4 Power Wheels for junior mud bogging for the boys, and the girls can get an early start on mud wrestling training in our new outdoor ring.
That sounds awesome.
That's right, and all this week is the grand opening, so we're running the following specials up through Sunday. Buy now at range time, and we'll watch 2 of them little fuckers for the price of 1, so you can bring your sister's kids as well. Also, we're running a Lunchables diet program, so bring those fat little son of a bitches in too. So come on down to Earl's Guns Daycare, where our new motto is, come take some shots while we watch your tots. Take exit 3 off I-69, and we're right out in the corner. Look forward to seeing you.
So that's what we're hoping
we
get when Big Al comes back from his little hiatus.
I have the hiatus. I have the equipment at home. I actually recently set up all the recording equipment because of the karaoke that I've been doing. I've been expanding on my. I'm really self-conscious about my singing. I really am. Yes, and so.
I noticed. I've heard that you've gotten more into the singing.
I've gotten a lot better. Actually,
broken away from your comfort zone.
Yes. I still do the Tenacious D. It's a fan favorite, but I've gotten into some Breaking Benjamin. You know, some. I'd like to go back to the classics. I do a couple Cure songs.
So Big Al is a huge country fan. And by huge, I mean he fucking hates country music.
Did I say love? Loathes.
And he is country.
Doesn't hate it.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. But I run karaoke at a country bar.
Right.
Okay. Country theme bar. But technically, so the bar itself used to be Rock Stars.
Oh, I know it.
Yes. Now it's Renegades.
Okay, yeah.
And so they switched the theme to kind of calm things down a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
As Rock Stars, it was getting pretty brutal.
Yeah,
fights in the parking lot, people wanting to shoot people. So they thought, we'll go country, and it has. And so the karaoke is actually about 30 to 35% country.
Okay.
And then the rest is all other genres. We get some Frank Sinatra. We get some Black Sabbath.
Get some Cruz in the Barrio.
Rudy come out a couple times.
Skip
Dietz was just out again the other night, and he did a
good friend of the show. Skip
he
Dietz.
did a parody of Carrie Underwood before he cheats. And so when it first,
Skip was like the fucking prima donna singer dude in
the
school,
man,
dude.
Yeah. So this dude gets up there and he's
concert
Skip's
choir,
like,
all
what,
that shit.
6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
2 something. He's a hefty guy like ourselves. And he gets up there, and this song starts. It's before he cheats, so everybody kind of looks up like, okay. And he does this parody where it's the chick is cheating, and she goes out and she sees a 4x4 out in the parking lot. She keys it, doesn't realize that it belongs to an FBI guy, and she gets time. The crowd was eating it up like they'd never heard it before. He wrote it himself, he said. So. This is something they've never heard before. It was the greatest thing ever.
I know.
It was actually very awesome.
Skip's a multi-talented dude.
Skip's a great
I know
dude.
he's listening.
I know he does. He listens
I want
to
to
every
know
show.
when you're going next time.
All right. before the break and before that long ass
But I have
interrupted
the whole
break,
point was my recording stuff is set up now in the house. To start fucking around.
I got a
so.
little.
So-
my son wants to start podcasting, doing shit about. Remember what Jimmy used to do? That whole gaming and stuff.
Yep.
He wants to do something like that. So I got a little microphone and I got a board that me and Bill Arrington bought. And yeah, so before that whole long thing and interruption and me,
Before Eric forgot to
me
ask
forgetting
you the answer to the
answer
question.
the questions that I asked you. 3 people dead or alive. We've been asking. I've been asking this question before Al and I were together. Before Cave Radio was even born. I've been asking this question. 3 people, dead or alive, you'd want to have drinks with. We're going to start with Rob.
Let's go with Ludwig van Beethoven, Frank Zappa, and Johnny Cash.
Wow.
Very eccentric crowd. All right.
Yes.
I'm going to say Neil deGrasse Tyson, the Aliens guy, and
Oh, that
Stephen-
guy with the fucking
yeah,
hair?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He's got some
Ooh.
like Greek last name or something.
Yeah. Greek.
And Stephen Hawking.
Hanalopoulos or something like that.
Oh, scientists.
Yeah.
So you are a smart girl.
Well, not all the time.
Well, who do you believe, though? I mean, let's take a break for a second. Who do you believe at that point? Because you know you're getting like 3, maybe 2 on 1 contradictory philosophies here.
I don't know.
You know the Aliens guy is up against Neil and Hawking, right?
Yeah. Maybe I take back Hawking, and maybe I would, instead of Hawking, Stephen Hawking, it would be Cleopatra, because I'd want to know about all of the like Egyptian stuff that's really kind of weird and
The gods and all
the
that
gods
stuff. Yeah,
and
like
how
build
did
the
they
pyramids.
Why did you
fucking
guys
do
like
that?
skinless cat or
Yeah.
hairless cats?
Yeah, right.
So ugly.
I like that. I like that.
So
By the way,
Not skinless cats, but
By the way, she just brought back a bit that we need to get back.
skinless cats.
Yeah.
No. Listen, I'm in talks about like basically making that exponentially better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some technology that will make that whole bit 1,000 times better. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe the lack of technology kind of helped the bit. We'll see.
All right.
But yeah, that I
All right.
found some apps.
Okay.
Yes.
Tom.
I'm going to go with Kurt Vonnegut, Terry Pratchett, and George Orwell.
Who's Terry Pratchett?
Okay.
He wrote the Discworld series. It's like a fantasy version of the Hitchhiker's Guide. That's how it started anyway, but it expanded way past that. I think he wrote
Englishman.
35, 40 books in that series.
Okay.
Have you read them all?
At least 25 of them.
Wow.
You know what's Al and I are huge Star Wars fans, as you can tell. And you're a Star Trek guy.
Yeah.
Not size
I'm
wise.
both
but
of those,
like,
yeah.
you know.
But
I'm neither.
Star Wars, you know,
Me too, girl.
once the movies were
We
done,
know you're neither.
Once the first
Obi,
6
Kobe, Bryant.
You know what?
Obi-Wan,
I'm trying
Kobe.
for you guys. I am trying.
So after the first 6 movies were done, we thought that they were done, you know.
Right.
Well, I started reading the books. And there's hundreds of books. And I'm
yeah.
probably halfway through the books, you know. And there's no way I can catch up. I mean, because I could buy them all, but that's expensive.
Well,
And
they're not all in. It's different authors, different series.
and there was 20 different authors that
Yeah.
wrote them. Did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
ever read any of them, or
I read a couple of the Star Wars one, but I do have several of the Star Trek ones.
yeah? And it just goes on forever and
And
ever.
I know some of the authors for the Star Trek ones also write Star
For
Wars.
Star
See,
Wars,
that's
right.
the best
Yeah.
part about this whole thing.
And then
is
their own original stuff.
Yeah.
So.
the best part about this whole thing, because it was always Star Wars versus Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, I was never a Star Trek TV series fan, but the new movies, the new Star Trek movies, are phenomenal. And
Where do you stand on that? Being a Star Trek fan,
I don't go to see movies very often, so
we could tell.
You haven't seen? Have you seen?
I saw
any
the
of them?
first one, and then the bad sequel or rework of The Wrath of Khan. I didn't like that one.
Well, that was but it wasn't Khan. It was a different guy.
It was Khan, but it
Cumberbatch.
Oh
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yep.
Khan was like second character.
The casting, though, the casting of the new movies is spot on. Like Chris
Oh, yeah,
Pine
yeah.
plays a perfect
William
Shatner. You know what I mean? Like the dude from Heroes playing Spock is
definitely,
phenomenal.
definitely,
Bones is
Bones,
cool. Like
they're
I
all
love
good.
that. Carl Unger, he's a great actor.
And then the Simon Penn that plays fucking Scotty.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
dude
he's
that died, that
beautiful for Scotty.
what was his name? Yelton.
the Russian dude.
Yeah,
Chekhov.
got run over by his own
Got
car.
ran over. How the fuck you get run over by your own car, dude?
Yeah, you can't be this guy that's like super technology guy and then get run over by your own car.
I didn't know that. That's weird.
Yeah, it's literally
He was the
pinned him against the fence in his own driveway.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and he was young. He was really young.
Well, remember he was in another movie with Justin Timberlake and where they kidnapped him.
Yes,
and he went on and banged all the hot chicks and
Yep.
then ended up killing them at the end or some shit.
But I love the fact that now it's not quite as like Star Wars versus Star Trek because one of the
J.J.
Abrams put R2-D2 in the Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
It was an Easter egg, you put there was a wide shot of the ship and R2-D2 was floating in. What? Yeah, don't even worry about it, Dawn. You don't have to figure this out.
I just, you know what? Now you're all into the starship part, and
I think there's a Millennium Falcon in one of the Borg fights.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know what they're
I just
talking
saw that
about either.
recently on Facebook.
No idea.
But
I don't remember which Borg.
Honestly, I love the way that they're going now with both series. Like, people talk shit about whatever with the Last Jedi and stuff. Any more Star Wars is more Star Wars to me. Like, I'm happy with.
They're coming out with is it the 30th or 40th anniversary of Star Trek?
Yeah.
The first movie. The first movie that came out.
Okay.
I think it's 30-year anniversary is coming up, and they're going to do like a re-release of the whole Star Trek movies.
It might be 40. It might be 40 years.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking
early
time,
80s,
dude.
right?
It's gotta be
it was
40s.
early 80s.
Yeah.
I saw it when I was a kid.
Yep.
Yeah, they got the Star Trek the motion picture. To,
that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Capitalize on the Star Wars.
Okay.
And then everybody started releasing science movies or science fiction movies like The Black Hole.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie. That was a great movie.
It's so good.
It's 40th.
But it's so
40th.
horrible.
Yeah.
It's horribly great.
Yeah.
Actually, today was the first release.
That's crazy.
Of Star Trek, the 40th.
We're so topical.
I know. And it's Jess's birthday.
Oh my
Yeah.
So it's funny, all these releases and stuff. And you and I were talking about Mandalorian coming out, and it's just
On the
going to be
Disney.
streamed on
How's
the
the weather?
Disney.
Disney
Good.
Channel.
Yeah. And then
It rained yesterday. Today.
I was listening to the radio the other day, and they were talking about the biggest flops in movie history. And number one was John Carter. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I thought it was a great movie.
Where he went back in time and
Yeah,
fought
it was
dinosaurs
like
and shit.
No. It was like Civil War,
remember
and he
that
gets
then.
sent somehow to Mars.
Yeah.
But on Mars, his body works differently, so he's got like these like superpower. He could jump like long distances and stuff. And it was a good movie. I think it was just marketed poorly.
Think I've ever seen
but it
it.
was like one of the biggest flops in box office history. It was. I thought it was a great movie.
You
I
know,
like all sci-fi movies.
Steven Spielberg and George Lucas had a bet in the Star Wars and Close Encounters came out the same year. They were like, whoever goes further is going to win. And it took like 10 years to pay off the bet, but fucking Star Wars
So here's
grew
the
infinitely bigger than Close Encounters, which was a fucking amazing
Great
movie.
movie, yeah.
Great movie.
here's a question.
And both guys were amazing, went on to great careers.
Here's a question that we've never really talked about, and you guys can answer if you want. But like between you and I, outside of Star Wars, your favorite sci-fi movie?
Ooh, Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alien.
Wow.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs is a great fucking
That's
movie.
a great answer.
It is.
I love that fucking movie.
Awesome movie. What
And
about
then-
you, Don?
Dawn's like,
Gangster's Paradise.
Rob, what about
No.
you? Besides Star Wars, Star
Wars,
Trek.
hated that.
Sci-fi. The Fifth Element's a cool movie.
that's a great movie.
That's one that it's like almost like an underground
Comedy.
sci-fi
Yeah.
movie,
Yep.
Comedy.
It's
Yeah,
a
very
great
funny.
movie.
Gary Oldman's in it. He's awesome. Yeah.
I love
Fucking, what's his butts in there? Fucking Chris Tucker, dude.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
hilarious.
I've got a picture of my daughter from right after her first communion. We're at the restaurant, and she's got a chicken leg, and she's looking up at the camera with the same face like Mira. What the
Mira
fuck's-
Jovovich.
Yeah, and where she's like chicken, like she's eating chicken for the first time.
What about you, Jess? Favorite sci-fi movie?
Spaceballs, bro.
You
Yeah,
just
it's a
said it.
great movie.
Tom?
Damn it,
You're
Tony.
horrible at this.
Yeah.
I am horrible. Well, the first movie that popped into my head that wasn't a Star Wars one is The Last Starfighter, but I know it's not.
Dude, they're redoing
yes.
it.
Classic.
Are they?
Are they?
Yeah, no, if they're not redoing it, they're rebooting it.
That was
Really?
another
Yes.
great
Wow.
one.
That's
That
a
was
good
another
film.
The video
great one.
game, that was
Yeah.
the fucking
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
Yes.
Good job, Tommy.
Good job.
All right.
I'm going. My answer is Serenity.
That's a cool movie too.
God, I
Yeah.
need to see
the
a list
Firefly.
to see
Yep.
if I even seen half of
Have you ever seen Serenity? It's okay. So there was a short-lived 13-episode series called Firefly,
I remember Firefly.
and it starred
My man from
Bones,
Nathan
the dude from
Fillion.
Bones, and then the dude
I
from
like
Alien
him.
was on there.
Well, Nathan Fillion is the main guy.
Yeah,
And
yep.
then,
Who's the mother they called him or whatever?
yeah, Adam something.
Yeah, he's on there.
Yeah, that's the dude from Bones.
No. This dude. All right. Well, anyways, if you have seen it, you're missing out.
I saw Firefly. I never saw
Serenity's
Firefly.
Really good. That's a good movie.
It's a great, it's a great sci-fi movie.
missing out.
It's very, it's a cult type
It's
movie.
amazing
Oh,
pickle.
Jesus.
Soaked in vodka.
Yeah, they're all good.
Oh, my God.
But you gotta check it out. If you haven't seen it already, you gotta check it out.
You guys ready to play?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Last question. Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. What do you got?
So Crimson Eyed Orchestra at Facebook. We've got a website, crimsoneyeorchestra.com. Instagram, we don't have a band Instagram, but Jess and I have accounts that you can get to, I think, through our Facebooks. Really, that's probably the main way you can get to us. Apple Music, Spotify. You can look us up on YouTube. All of the major.
As soon as you guys get this album,
Yeah,
EP,
for sure.
single, I don't give a fuck what it is. Get it to me.
We will.
I love you guys.
Thank you,
This
man.
is awesome.
We love you.
We do world premieres as well.
Yeah.
If you guys want to, like, if
Awesome.
you're releasing
Oh,
something
yeah.
on a Thursday or on a Friday, but you want to world premiere it through us, like we do the marketing. We throw it out. Hey, tune in at noon on
Sure.
Thursday. World premiere of Crimson Eyed Orchestra's new song or whatever.
Very
Like,
cool.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
All right. Get your instruments.
Yeah.
let's do
We're
it.
ready.
Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you
tonight.
guys
Thank
so much.
you.
Awesome.
All right. Next week, we got Standing Sun coming in on to play with us, hanging out. They're bringing their own drum kit. It's going to be great. September 29th. Age of Hysteria coming from Monroe. Casting Shadows on October 6th. I can't believe I said that. Their album release party with Tantrix coming up on October 11th. They're going to come in, play, talk about that. October 13th, we got our good boy Rick Pineda in. He's going to tell us who the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer that's going to be on his new album, as well as Chrissy Morgan and her band. No Sin of Eden on October 20th. October 27th, Secondhand Mojo. Man, I'm fucked up. These Bloody Marys are killing me. Yeah. Creature of One, Space Skull, Edison Hollow, and Spiral Crush are all coming up here on Cave Radio. I got a fucked up finger going on. Fuck you, Don. How about this one? Ba-bomb.
You just hit a quirky
All right.
hand. Like,
Let me just throw this. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time in the Cave Radio
Yeah,
studio,
yeah.
Crimson Eyed Orchestra. All right, you guys got one more?
Yeah, we can do another one.
We'd love to hear one more from you guys.
Yeah,
ladies,
cool.
ladies and gentlemen, Crimson Night Orchestra.
This one is called Small Confession.
Sweet progression, crossing give and take, taking and take. A small confession to me, but I really think it ought to be. Still you're frowning me, I can't explain. Never thought you'd tell